Cowboys' end and that ownership is dragging it out. He says he's dealt with a lack of communication from their end. Cowboys, by the way, begin training camp in Oxnard on Tuesday. Micah says he will report. Free agent pass rusher Von Miller has a new home. The 8-time Pro Bowler signing with the Washington Commanders.
SportsCenter brought to you by Synergenics. Book your appointment at fixmylowteam.com.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the third time in 7 seasons the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minutes.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Happy Thursday, everybody. This is the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. We are live at the Lion and Rose, the Dominion location. Come on out and see us. I'm Joe Reinagel. Jason Minix is here. James Pledger back in his glass box of fun. And Lion and Rose with a lot of happy hour specials and stuff to make you happy on a Thursday.
Well, isn't that what they're supposed to do?
Of course.
Happy hour specials and stuff. And apparently bike night.
Bike night.
Bike night.
Okay.
Yeah, it's going to be fun.
It ought to be a blast out here. So make your way out here whenever you can get out to the Lion and Rose. It is the Dominion location. And you just exit Dominion Drive, stay on the access road, and you'll get right here. It's really easy to get here. And plus, we wouldn't mind an audience. Come on in here and hang out with us. You can heckle us, throw stuff at us, whatever you want to do.
Yeah, throw stuff at Joe. Shelton will throw stuff back at you.
Yes.
That is true. But also, you can win some Queensryche tickets.
Very cool.
We have some Queensryche tickets. In fact, one of the managers here at Lion and Rose was like, yeah, I saw them in 1984 at the Moody Center.
Oh, my goodness.
They were opening for KISS. And I said Moody Center. They Frank Irwin at Center. The Moody Center wasn't a twinkle in a construction worker's eye back then. But you think about, Queensryche in the early 80s when they were at the top of the game. And it's kind of cool because, Jeff Tate's rolling around still. And now you get the Queensryche. I mean, they're all coming through. It's like they're not sharing a bus, obviously, but kind of cool to see those old guys still rocking it 40 years later.
Dude, I'd love to see these old guys because obviously you just think sex, drugs, rock and roll. These guys didn't take very good care of themselves back when they were young, but apparently that might be the secret to a long life. I don't know. Sex, drugs, and rock and roll. Sounds pretty good to me.
I mean, look, and I've said forever, you look at all these musicians, they stop touring, they die.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, I look at like Charlie Watts, the longtime forever drummer of Rolling Stones. Mick Jagger's still going. Somehow Keith is still alive. Although I remember interviewing Keith Richards in 1994, and I thought he was dead sitting across from me at the radio station. It was back in the KZEP days when Rolling Stones was playing the Alamo Dome. He was supposed to do an interview with CJ Cruz at like 8 o'clock. 3 o'clock in the morning, they show up at the radio station, and we do the interview. And I swear they propped him up. Microphone was on. He was great. Microphone was off, and he was in whatever funk he was in. That guy's still alive. But Charlie said, guys, I'm done. And a couple months later, he was dead.
Wow.
Yeah, you stopped doing it. So Queensryche, they're still going.
Still going. I saw where Ozzy Osbourne apparently did his final show with Black Sabbath.
Yeah, that was incredible. Just a couple of weeks ago. I still haven't watched all of it, but so many people showing up for that. But Ozzy, he had to sit down for the whole show. He's, he had this whole throne and, with all his health issues, but, still getting it done. We talked about Peter Frampton.
Yeah.
Is still alive, apparently, and is coming to San Antonio soon. I saw something today right up your alley, Joe. Air Supply is going to be rolling through.
Nice.
Who knows? On oxygen, but they're still doing it.
I love it. I think it's great. And Queensryche, that'll be a lot of fun. I think we also have some Colt tickets to give away.
Some who?
Colt. The Colt.
Oh. Well, not
the
here.
Colt.
That's just on the radio.
Well, that's on the radio.
That's not come to Lion and Rose and win tickets to go see the Colt.
Well, you might win. Can't you use your cell phone and call in?
If you're sitting right here?
Yeah.
You could. In fact, I would say you'll have about a 10-second advantage over the people that are not
exactly
sitting in front of us.
That's exactly right. More reason to come down to the Lion and Rose, the Dominion location, and hang out with us today. Pretty cool place, and they've got a great happy hour. They really do. I think it's $2.50 drafts and $5 wells and all kinds of stuff out here. We'll be mentioning it throughout the show, but a lot of fun. Come on out and see us. If you've never been to a live radio broadcast, you ought to put that on your bucket list, don't you think?
Well, absolutely. Just come hang out. Look, anytime you can be around Greg Shelton. In fact, Nick, will you hand me a bottle of that right there?
A bottle of what? You drink it already?
If you're watching on YouTube, maybe. We are at the Lion and Rose, and you mentioned they're $2.50.
Yes, they are.
Might as well get started. Because Greg Shelton is always salty. We actually have it bottled up for him now, and you can get some free bottles of the Greg Shelton Twang salt.
Now, that sounds creepy. The Greg Shelton Twang salt.
You don't want Shelton's Twang?
I don't want any part of his twang. No, I don't. It's got to throw up in my mouth a little.
For some, you need this little shaker to make it
make it what?
Enjoyable.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, my goodness.
Some might need this for it to work.
Dude, I'm going to tell you what. I'm going to be thinking about that now for the rest of the day. Greg Shelton's Twang.
Here, you want to hold his little shaker?
Yeah, his little shaker. Woo!
Life size.
Life size. See, you never know what's going to happen.
I have no idea.
Never know what's going to happen.
None.
A lot of stuff. Oh, my goodness. Jason, today has been a pretty cool day for me. I know you've been a busy young man today, but it's been a very chill day. I went to the gym this morning, talked to my buddy Ray, and he's all excited because he goes, man, I got some friends in Dallas. They're telling me this LeBron James thing to the Mavericks is real. And I said, I don't think so, Ray. That's what they're telling me.
Ray knows. Just ask him.
Oh, yes, exactly. That guy's never been wrong about anything. But I just think those rumors are out there. There's rumors. So you're not buying, is what you're telling me.
I am not buying. First off, LeBron James has a no trade clause.
Yes.
And what would Dallas have to give up? What do the Lakers need? Right? Well, the Lakers got rid of Anthony Davis, but you know what they need is a big. Well, they're not going to get AD back. If I'm Dallas, I'm not getting rid of Lively. When you look at for Dallas to be competitive, they need to keep what they have there. And what they would have to give up to get a LeBron James, I just don't see it working.
I'd give him Davis back. Wouldn't you?
Fire Nico. Could you imagine? And I don't encourage this, and I say this. I think they would literally burn his house down. If you traded Luka for Anthony Davis and then a couple months later sent Anthony Davis right back where you got him.
But then you're getting the king in return.
Well, for a year.
Well, perhaps.
Think about it. That would mean you're giving up a 25-year-old superstar who is mixed in a salad and a sit-up since he got to Los Angeles. And you're losing in Anthony Davis, who is a great player. In that trade,
when he's healthy.
When healthy, but I could see where they're trying to go. I wouldn't have given up Luka, but they got an Anthony Davis in return, and nothing really else. You see some guys that you're worth 4 first-round picks, and Luka. No, if they were to trade Anthony Davis this soon, no, I don't think Nico could live in the United States. Somebody would find him.
Well, it's going to be interesting to see what happens with LeBron on that front because you're right. 1 year left, and he doesn't seem like they're playing well, the Lakers and LeBron. So what does he stay? Does he retire? Does he play out this year? Or does he get traded somewhere? It's going to be interesting to see. I don't think we're done with some of the fireworks in the NBA just yet. Now, it may not include us here in San Antonio by any stretch of the imagination, but certainly Giannis is still out there. Those rumors persist. And now LeBron James.
And again, I think LeBron will stay in the news until he says on his podcast and breaks his own news that he has requested a trade. I'm not buying it. I do have a story to tell you, though.
All right, talk to me.
You said I had a busy day. I had an eye appointment earlier today. And something happened at this eye appointment that I've never seen in my life, and it was kind of freaky.
All right.
So and this is a nice place, nice building right over there off of Bitters Road, and I'm going through, and my eyes are good. Everything's good. I don't need new glasses. My prescription isn't changed. But she went to go print out a couple of things, and the printer next to me, as the paper was coming out, it looked like there was something on this paper. And it was a little kind of weird, and she started to freak out a little bit because it was clear this was the leg of a roach that was on that piece of paper. And so we open up the drawer to the printer where the paper is, and there was a roach just hanging out in her paper drawer
with only 2 legs.
Well, he was minus a couple of legs, but still fast as hell. But this woman was as scared of this roach as I would be if that were a rattlesnake. And you've got the chair and all the different things that are all over the place, and we're trying to catch and kill this roach. It was comical.
I bet it was comical. It's amazing how scared some people are of roaches. Now, roaches don't really bother me too much. I'm not afraid of a roach.
Well, I mean,
but
if
there
I
are
saw a roach
some
right
people,
here, I'd be a little upset.
Well,
but yeah,
you're not going to see a roach in the line of the road.
No,
Come on.
No.
But no, I'm not afraid of roaches. Now, mice, rats, I don't like them. Don't like snakes.
Don't like snakes, but
no.
You don't expect to see a roach in your paper tray in your printer.
I just feel bad for that roach. I mean, he was in there, and that printer started. He goes, "Oh-S."
Oh yeah, right? You lost,
my leg's still in there.
He was
my
so
leg.
fast, but you know how we slowed him down? Because there's nothing really there that you could take and so I grabbed some eyeglass cleaner and I started spraying it, and that kind of slowed it down enough to smush it.
Really?
Yeah.
I wonder what's in that eyeglass cleaner.
I mean, well, it was just wet. Right. I mean, but what else are you gonna do? I know there's no video in there, but it would probably be a pretty funny video just because her reaction, if she was trying to play it cool, because it's like, what is that? I was like, I kind of know what that is.
Did you step on the roach?
Well, we smushed it up against the wall with a lot of paper.
Redneck mother. Remember that song?
R.I.P. to the roach at the eye doctor.
Yes, R.I.P. R.I.P.
Yeah.
Hey, speaking of people in the news, Micah Parsons continues to be there. And look, I thought he was a little salty yesterday. You didn't think so. But today, some things are coming out that might make Micah Parsons a little bit salty. And we get an idea of how negotiations are going. We're talking about it live at the Lion and Rose, the Dominion location. Exit Dominion, stay on the access road. You get right here. Come on out and see us. A lot of great specials for you here at the Lion and Rose. This is the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Nobody ever plans on getting arrested, but it does happen to a lot of people every day for all kinds of reasons. If you get arrested, you want to get out of jail fast, the best way to do that is by calling my good friend Albert and his great staff at AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747, or you can start the bonding process online at mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else to get out of jail, and you don't want to be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you a PR bond, make sure you truly understand what all those conditions are before accepting it. Your best option for stress-free bail bonds is AA Best Bail Bonds, because nobody beats their price. They offer payment plans, have a free shuttle service. They are discreet and confidential and open 24/7 with offices all over San Antonio and Texas, services nationwide. Up in Dallas, down in Corpus, anywhere in between. License number 149. Call AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121, or go online, mybestbailbonds.com.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star and the Gomez Law Firm present the second annual Back to School Drive, Saturday, August 2nd from 11 to 1 p.m. or while supplies last at the Gomez Law Firm, 2943 Moss Rock Drive. Free backpacks and school supplies for all school-age children while supplies last, so don't be late. Presented by the Gomez Law Firm, 2943 3 Moss Rock Drive. Sponsored in part by North Park Toyota, Centromed, Romo Door Supply, and 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
You know, the Roo Pub is proven to be the best place to watch games with those 3 massive 170-inch screens and TVs all around. All the games, all the fights, and when you show up at the Roo Pub, show up hungry. The food is fantastic. Open daily at 11. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and the best place to watch a game. Just down from the big blind, right next to the Angry Elephant. The Roo Pub, 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
Mike Rowe here with a quick question. Have you noticed cracks in your drywall, chimney, or exterior walls? I hope not, because if you have, they could be indications that you've got a much bigger problem with your foundation. That's where Groundworks comes in. They can honestly assess your situation and create a plan to stabilize your foundation.
Schedule your free inspection at groundworks.com/row.
Groundworks is the official foundation repair company of Texas Athletics. Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, let's talk ED because millions of men experience it, but not everyone can access or afford treatments like Viagra. Hims can help. Through Hims.com, you can access a full range of treatment options for ED through a 100% online process. To start your free online visit and save up to 95%, go to Hims.com/joy. HIMS.com/JOY.
With Progressive's Name Your Price tool, you get coverage options based on how much you want to pay for car insurance. And then you decide how to spend the rest of your money because you're in charge. And right now, you're going to pay for groceries. But you decide what groceries. Just keep in mind you're running out of dishwashing soap. But you decide if you're going to buy that soap. Just those dishes won't clean themselves, will they? Remember, with Progressive's Name Your Price tool, we'll help you find coverage at a fair price. And then you're in charge. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Not available in all states. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
ZipRecruiter is the place. ZipRecruiter is the place for talented teachers, savvy software developers, and master mixologists. ZipRecruiter is the place where you meet all these people and more. That's because ZipRecruiter is the place for job seekers who are looking for new opportunities. In fact, ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day, so you can find the right candidates right away. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
It's back to school season, and Clorox is donating 2 million disinfecting wipes to classrooms across America. Because back to school means things can get a little bit messy. Just ask second grade teacher Mr. Torres.
Put me and just one Clorox wipe on a team, we can take on crayon smudges, sticky fingerprints on every surface, sneezes on the door handle, juice box explosion by the sink, snack crumbs, and don't even get me started on the bathroom passes.
Clorox disinfecting wipes, teacher's #1 wipe.
Think about it. Bathroom passes.
Clean feels good. Based on unit sales data.
It's the Blitz with Jason and Joe on 94.1.
Oh, some of the behind-the-scenes kind of stuff, right?
Uh-huh.
I love it, man. Pledge was like, hey, you guys there? Hello?
I mean,
Hello?
we're living a semi-term kind of life. I mean, it works that way.
We're just having a conversation about a story we're going to do a little bit later, and I was saying how dumb some people can be. But sorry, Pledge. It sounded like you're having a heart attack in there. You all right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, this is the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. We are live out at the Lion and the Rose, the Dominion location. If you're coming down I-10, headed west, just exit Dominion Drive, stay on the access road. You will find us. It's easy to find. Come on in here. A lot of happy hour specials they got going on. $2.50 drafts, $5 wells, $5 appetizers as well. So come on out and have some fun with us and get your weekend started a day early. It's a Thursday, but who cares?
Yeah, well, that's it. I mean, and some of us are off tomorrow, so it's kind of Friday.
I'm off tomorrow, aren't I?
I don't know if you are. I
am. You talk about living a charmed life, mister. I can't work on Fridays. It's against my religion.
Yeah.
Kind of, sort of. I don't blame you, brother. I'm not mad at you.
Well, you got vacation days. You got to use them.
Right? You were creative in figuring that out.
Use them or lose them.
Because your Fridays are going to be very busy coming up
August 29th, the high school football season starts.
That's incredible. August 29th.
I don't
is
really take days off during football season.
No.
I want to work during football season.
Well, we should probably work during football season.
Well, I mean,
it's pretty busy.
Football season's big. I mean, even a Micah Parsons wants to work during football season, even though everybody says he needs to hold out. But Micah Parsons doubling down on, he's going to be at training camp. He said today he is going to be at training camp. He was doing a podcast, and dude said, "Why?" I mean,
with the Undertaker.
Yeah. Well, of course. I mean, who else would you be on with? But it works. But, he did say he will report to camp, and he explained why he is going to report to camp.
First, to win a Super Bowl, I need to bond with these guys. I need to be around these guys. Even if I'm, it's just so much more that goes into a leadership aspect.
Mm-hmm.
And I just feel like it's my year to be a leader. And I don't want to be my first year to be a leader. I'm gone for 3-4 months.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'm gone for weeks at a time, or I'm not present. So I want to be as present as possible. And, the guys understand the contract situation. Everyone knows about that stuff. But, you know what I mean? I just want to be there. I need to gel with these guys. I need to build this camaraderie so we can win the Super Bowl. Even if ownership view it differently. But, we need to be there, bro.
Yeah.
I we hated that we missed CD Lamb all last camp. And CD even tell you himself, man, it's hard coming back after missing time. So, I don't want that for myself.
Now, the guy wants to play. I mean, you can tell that, right? He wants to be out there. Even in OTAs, he gets out on the field when he probably shouldn't have and was probably advised against doing that. He did it anyway. And so I do respect Micah Parsons in that. I respect him in a lot of ways, but certainly for that. He wants to be out there with his teammates. And he knows training camp, as much as some guys may hate it, it's an important part of the season.
Well, and again, it is, and he understands that. And I think a big part of it, he's probably a little salty about not having the deal yet. But hearing him talk about he wants to win a Super Bowl. He wants to win a Super Bowl with the Dallas Cowboys. I know some of you are chuckling right now. Others are rolling their eyes. But that's the dude's goal. And he also is taking the leadership mantle as serious as you would hope that he would. Whatever conversations he's had with Jerry or Dak, or, because Dak didn't hold out because he understands his position on the team, and it's more than, just being there, but it's that leadership role. I don't know if he's been reading some leadership books, has gone to some seminars, but he sounds completely different than in year one or year two. And I appreciate a guy that understands this is what I want. This is the work that it's going to take. He didn't talk about scheme. He didn't talk about Eberflus. He talked about bonding with the guys. He talked about being in camp and bonding with the guys. The FOMO that he would have if he is somewhere on planet Earth, not named Oxnard, California, in a couple of weeks, would eat at him. And also he realizes, how am I going to be the leader of this group if I'm not there?
No, absolutely. You're not. Although I think the guys would welcome him back and he would assume that leadership role. But I understand exactly what he's talking about.
Well, and again, now, is he frustrated that he doesn't have it yet? Yeah, he doesn't understand why Jerry makes everybody play the waiting game.
I would never understand it. We wanted to do the contract last year. They're just kind of we want to do Dak and CD, and then you go out there, perform again, and then, you would think all right, we'll get it done early. We know there's some guys that's about to get ready to get repaid, like Miles, Max is gone. So you would think hey, let's get ahead of that. You know what I mean? I just never understand, when guys come into the league and they're consistent and then, they perform well, why they got such an urge. But then there's guys that just have one good year or maybe 2 good years, and it's just they get it right away. And even now you got TJ and Max and all these other guys that's getting paid, and you can't want us to take less because you just decided to wait,
That's such an interesting comment that he makes there, Jason. The fact that he wanted to get this done last year. Can you imagine how cheaper it would have been if Jerry would have done it last year?
$10 million a year, maybe?
At least, right?
I mean, honestly, what were we last year about this time? And, between the CD numbers, I don't want to get too confused, but we're looking at 32, 35, 36, somewhere in that neighborhood. And now we're going to be north of 40?
Yeah. It's unreal. For whatever reason, Jerry has his way, and this is the way he does it. I mean, he's consistently done it this way, except for like a Trayvon Diggs. I think they did that one early, and there's been some examples, but traditionally, historically, that's the way Jerry does business. Whether we like it or not, that's what he does.
And that's the way Jerry does stuff. And again, Micah can talk about wanting to get it done early, and the reality, Jerry does it his way. He thinks he's right. We can all disagree with Jerry, and we can argue about it and bitch about it, player after player after player. But the reality is, this is nothing new, and the players understand that. If Jerry got CD done early and got Dak done early and seemingly got everybody done early and Micah was waiting, I could understand where Micah would be frustrated, right? But Micah's like, well, this is what he does to his star players for whatever reason. So I don't know that this is a surprise to Micah. It's certainly not a surprise to me or you, I think. It's frustrating because it should be done early. And the Jets are showing, hey, you can do deals in the middle of July. And you know what, Jerry, you're going to make the news when you do it.
No, there's no doubt. But, look, the Cowboys aren't the only team. You got Terry McLaurin up there in Washington who's as frustrated as anybody. He wants a new deal. And for whatever reason, the Commandskins are dragging their feet and not paying. And I don't understand that at all because he's the best weapon they have. I know they got Deebo Samuel in the offseason, but Scary Terry's a pretty good player. And I'm just shocked that they haven't taken care of that guy yet.
The complications of everything, you don't know what he's asking. And I don't know Washington's finances as well as, say, I do the Cowboys. But I know it seems like these, for the most part, get done. You're able to move money, kick it down the road, do all those different kinds of things. And as we get closer to camp, the importance of it. And quite frankly, the Cowboy fan in me likes that there are some problems in Washington because, Washington – since little Danny Snyder got kicked out and had to sell for $6 billion, they've seemed to do things the right way. They've become somewhat likable, which makes me want to throw up in my mouth to say, but it's true, right? And seeing where they were last year, making it to the NFC Championship game, their next step would be what? Super Bowl, because it's in the rules, apparently, there can't be repeat winners in the NFC East. If it's not Philly, who? Well, Washington would be the obvious choice, the smart money if you're making a bet. But at the same time, how good will that offense be if Terry decides to hold out? And we saw it last year. Even if he's back by the time of the start of the regular season, whether you're using a CeeDee Lamb as an example or anybody else that holds out at training camp, they always seem, and I know there's some examples where it's not 100%, but what do you think? 85% of the players that hold out of camp don't have as strong of a year or as strong of a start to the year because they weren't there at training camp. You cannot replicate game speed working out on your own.
Yeah, you can't. And just being with the team and going through the team drills and just the exercise of it. And, I know guys, it's one of those things that they probably don't look forward to so much because it is work. It's long days and you're away from your family for 4 or 5 weeks and all of those kinds of things. I get it, but it is important. And these guys know it. I know CeeDee Lamb knows it now. And I'm sure he's pretty happy that everything's taken care of with him. He'll report day one. And there's not going to be any issue. Micah Parsons says he's going to be there. That should calm a lot of fears in Cowboy fans' eyes. But the inner workings of it, man, and we're talking about an enormous amount of money that team owners, Jerry Jones, they got to put away. They got to come up with that cash and put it away in an escrow account. And you look at that and you say, well, these guys are billionaires, but still, you're talking about $160 million just using a number that you got to come up with, put it in an escrow account. I don't care how rich you are. That's a lot of money.
Well, and again, now I would like to think these teams, I mean, they all know it. right? I mean, but available cash. I mean, there are people that can have a high net worth, but available cash poor, depending on what they're doing in their other businesses. Now, I look at the Cowboys, and you would think that they're plush with this, but also that $160 million another month in Jerry's account. I would imagine he's probably got, a decent interest account on, say, his savings, a couple percents on that, and that all adds up. I mean, there is a reason Jerry does it the way he does. And you look at Cincinnati and, conversations that we've had with others before, and all these people are rich, right? Don't get me wrong. But Cincinnati might not always have the available cash, so it's a little bit more difficult for them to put that money into escrow. But they know what they're doing far more than we do. And again, Jerry, Steven, and when you talk to them, they'll give you an answer. And it kind of makes sense. It just doesn't make sense, if that makes sense. I said it that way.
Yes.
I mean, they have their reasons and their business model. I mean, take the restaurant business. I mean, why is Chick-fil-A so much more efficient than some of the others? Everybody has their model, and everybody thinks theirs is the right way, right? I mean, Chick-fil-A, they have a whole lot of employees working, and you go into other places now, and you got to punch in your order yourself, and there's two people in the back making your food.
And they still ask you for a tip.
And they still ask you for a tip.
Yes.
Yes.
It's crazy. I'm still blown away that The Undertaker has a podcast.
Everybody has a podcast.
I know, but The Undertaker, the guy just retired, didn't he, from the WWE? I mean, a few years ago.
Do you ever really retire from the WWE?
I guess you really don't. You really don't. I don't know. That just kind of blew me away when Micah Parsons on the Undertaker podcast. 6 Feet Under is what it's called, which I guess is appropriate.
That is appropriate. James Pledger asking an odd question on our YouTube channel.
Yeah.
And if you're watching on YouTube and you see when San Antonio Sports Star comments, that's actually James.
Incognito.
So the money in his account is more important than the money they could save against the cap. Yes. Yes. In Jerry's mind, this is his way of manipulating the cap. Is the only way I could figure it out. And I know it's funny. Last time we were sitting here at the Lion and Rose, I forget where you were, but we had Joel Corey on, the cap expert from CBS, former agent. And he talked about that. I mean, he gets why Jerry does it from a financial standpoint that benefits Jerry and the team. And the cap implications, because you're able to manipulate that, because that's not real money. That's just numbers. Real money is real money, and it's real money that he's making interest on in his account before it goes to that escrow account.
Well, I mean, keep in mind, he's already got a lot of money in that escrow account, right? With Dak Prescott, with Trayvon Diggs, with CD Lamb. There's a lot of money in there.
Every team has all of those.
Well, I get that.
I mean, and that's the thing. This isn't a surprise, and for everybody that wants to bash Jerry for how well he or runs or doesn't run the team, the bottom line is they've drafted well, and they now have to pay all these guys because they like to draft, develop, and pay their players. And when you look at year after year, you've got guys coming up, and like, how fortunate were they that Taco Charlton didn't work out? Because could you imagine if he would have been? But if you're successful, you don't mind paying those guys. Houston is going to be in this boat in a year from now because they're going to have CJ and Will Anderson. And look at the way both of those guys are playing. Both of them should reset the market and become the highest paid at their position the way they are playing. That's 2 in 1 year that the Houston Texans are looking at.
Well, we'll wait and see how they handle it. Will they take care of those guys early, or will they make them wait? It's going to be interesting to see. But you're right. All of these teams have the same issues from time to time. But this saga with the Cowboys is going to continue into next year because you got more guys coming up, and you're going to have to decide when you're going to pay them. Are you going to pay them? Taco Charlton, Mozzie Smith, they may end up in the same spot.
Well, they might. The UFL will be wonderful for Mozzie. But again, though, I mean, it's the byproduct of drafting well.
Yeah.
And again, they should get credit for that, but they have to figure out how to get these contracts done early. They are, by all categories what I would call rich people problems. Those are RPPs because you've done it the right way. But you've got to be able to pay those guys. And I look at the Texans, that's part of the reason why I think they got rid of Laramie Tunsil. Get that one off the book because we got to make room not only for Will Anderson and for C.J. Stroud. They got Stingley done early, but that was just a 3-year deal. So he'll be back at the table sooner rather than later. And that Nico Collins guy is pretty good. He's going to get paid.
Yeah, he's pretty good. I've heard. He's not bad. Not bad at all.
Not bad.
Well, it's interesting that you say that because The Athletic had a great article today. And, all the over and under win totals that come out that you can actually bet on, which who knows? We may do that when we go up to Circa in August, over and under. The Cowboys, according to The Athletic, are one way. The Texans are another. Complete opposites. We'll talk about that. And the Commanders, did they get a little bit better today defensively? I think so. We'll want to hear what you think when we continue live from the Lion and Rose here at the Dominion location. Exit Dominion off I-10. You stay on the access road. You get you right here. Come on out and party with us. Happy hour specials, $2.50 beer, $5 Wells, $5 appetizers, all of that stuff going on here at the Lion and Rose. We will continue here at the Lion and Rose. This is the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Friday on the Morning Huddle, we made it. We'll see if the Spurs made the playoffs. And Texas State, what are the Bobcats trying to hide about this Pac-12 deal? We'll talk about it. Don't be late. Party starts at 6.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Mornings 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
If you need to hire, it seems like the whole process can be exhausting. You search resumes, wait for the right candidates to apply, set up initial interviews. It's a lot of time and work. Well, what if you could meet with qualified candidates for your job the very next day? Now you can with Zip Intro from ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Zip Intro is super easy to use. You simply pick a time, and it does all the work of finding and scheduling qualified candidates for you. Then you can choose who you want to talk to and meet with great people on back-to-back video calls as soon as the next day. Best of all, you save time and energy.
Try Zip Intro for free right now at this exclusive web address, ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Zip Intro. Post jobs today. Talk to qualified candidates tomorrow. Once again, go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio to try it for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
Looking for a place with character, cold drinks, and real Texas charm? Pull up a chair at the Lion and Rose in the Dominion. This local favorite, run by the Tharp family, serves up Southern hospitality, military pride, and seriously good food. Happy hour daily from 3 till 7 p.m. with $2.50 drafts, select wine, wells, and mimosas. Plus, tasty bites from just $5. Big screens, bold flavors, and a patio made for post-game hangs. Now open at 2330 West I-10. The Lion and Rose.
Hi, Dr. Damaso Oliva Jr. here, candidate for Ray Fail 77. I invite you to join us for the 170 Grander Poker Tournament on Saturday, August 2nd. Proudly sponsored by Thomas J. Henry and benefiting the Ray Fail 77 Scholarship Fund. We're putting $170,000 on the table, and it could be yours. The top women's and men's finishers each win $50,000. Register now at TexasHold'emSA.com.
Adam Schefter here for Vivid Seats, your ultimate destination for all your sports and concert needs this summer. With a game-changing rewards program and an unbeatable selection of tickets, they make it easy for every fan to watch their favorite teams and players in action. Catch every home run and thrilling comeback in person from your favorite seat. Plus, every ticket is backed by a 100% buyer guarantee, giving you peace of mind with every purchase. Visit VividSeats.com or download the app today. Vivid Seats, the official ticketing partner of ESPN.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-499-9102. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-499-9102. That's 800-499-9102. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, let's talk ED because millions of men experience it, but not everyone can access or afford treatments like Viagra. Hims can help. Through Hims.com, you can access a full range of treatment options for ED through a 100% online process. To start your free online visit and save up to 95%, go to Hims.com/joy. HIMS.com/JOY.
Hey, Green Gobbler here. So you've got a clogged drain in your bathroom. Water in the sink's overstaying its welcome. You're spitting today's toothpaste on top of yesterday's toothpaste. You hope that it go away. Yeah, clogs don't just go away. I make them go away. I'm Green Gobbler, the only clog dissolver you need. I'm bleach-free, safe for your pipes, and I work. Guaranteed or your money back. Because I never met a clog that was going to unclog itself. Green Gobbler. Let the gobbler get it.
All right, Minix, I got to say something.
All right.
Yeah, there's TVs all over the place here at the Lion and the Rose, and I just, during the break, glanced up, and they got a commercial, a KFC commercial. They had a colonel who looked like, I like a fat colonel. This dude was a skinny guy. I mean, don't when you think about the Colonel Sanders, you think about a fat dude?
I mean, Ozempic. I
guess.
I mean, how skinny was I?
He was a skinny dude.
I wasn't paying attention, but you realize Colonel Sanders is no longer with us.
Well, I get that, but they had a guy playing Colonel Sanders, and he should be a fat dude.
Well, I mean, let me think about how do I answer it? Because my very first job in high school was working at the Kentucky Fried Chicken in Copperas Cove, Texas. So I worked for the Colonel. I know the secret recipe.
Okay.
It came in a pack. It was salt and a whole bunch of pepper. But honestly, I mean, just the marketing expert that I am, throw a skinny Colonel up there so you can have fried chicken and all the stuff they have and still be skinny.
So that you're thinking it's subliminal, right? I mean, I can go have
eat fried chicken and you're still eating
gonna be
chicken.
Skinny.
It's still chicken, Well,
I'm a little pissed off. I'm just going to tell you, because if I want to see the Colonel skinny, then no, I don't want to see the Colonel skinny. I want to see a fat Colonel.
Well, now again, your fetish for fat Colonels is a little alarming.
Well,
I don't know that Colonel Sanders was for fat.
He was a fat dude. He was a little chubby.
I don't think he was.
A little chunkster, yes.
No, I don't think he was. I mean, I think the reality is, and I think Nick is trying to Google image actual picture. I don't think he was fat. He might have been, I mean.
He was chunky.
Well, it depends.
I mean, define fat.
Well, I was going to ask you that question because, give me an example. I mean, I think.
Now, see
that
he's.
I mean, Nick Trey is showing us a photo. If you're watching on YouTube, this is a photo of the Colonel. This is the actual Colonel Sanders, right? Not an actor. This is the dude. But when you think about the box, I mean, they never really show his whole body.
They show his face, and it's kind of a round face.
Well, I mean, but he wasn't never like fat.
Well, look, that coat's pretty big.
Well,
I mean, it's like 3 sizes too big.
I mean, there are people in this world that like to wear, suit coats with big shoulders to make them seem powerful.
Well, and because they're fat.
Well, or because they want to look bigger than they are because they're little. What'd you say, Pledge?
Oh.
What about it? Yeah. If you're watching on YouTube, Pledges.
Oh, he's got it up there, huh?
Yeah, look at that. See,
oh, boy, Pledge.
Yeah.
Now, see, dude's got a belly.
Well,
I mean, if nothing else.
I mean, look how old he is. I mean, most old men get one.
I'm just saying.
Well, I mean, look at Greg Shelton.
Well, Shelton, that's about what I'm talking about.
I mean, but he's much taller than Greg Shelton, so he hides it well.
Uh-huh.
I don't.
I'm just saying, I saw that and got very disappointed. I don't want to see a skinny Colonel Sanders.
Well, why?
Why? Because he shouldn't be skinny. He needs to be a little chunky. I'm just saying. It just kind of bothered me.
Now I've got to see the commercial you were talking about because, you're describing an anorexic actor that was portraying Colonel Sanders, and I don't know that I saw that.
I don't think I said he was anorexic.
Well,
he was skinny though.
Well, if you think the original
skinny
Colonel
face.
Sanders is fat, I'm scared to think what you find skinny.
I'm just saying he's not malnourished. All right, let's just put it that way.
Mike Elko is on TV right now. Fat or skinny?
Well, he's got a round face. I would say he's fat. No, but he's
Have you seen Mike Elko?
Well, he's healthy.
I mean, but I mean, there is a difference. I mean, being healthy, overweight, little, who can't really stand to lose 10 or 15 pounds?
This is true.
Then you get other people that, maybe you could lose, 50 to 100 pounds.
Now,
right?
look, I'm not making fun of anybody.
Well, it sounds like
no. I'm just saying that I think the Colonel and the hell with Mike Elko or anybody else. I'm not talking about anybody else. I'm just saying that I want a chunky Colonel. I don't need a skinny Colonel.
So in other words, what I'm truly hearing is you're worried that the skinny Colonel Sanders on the KFC commercial is a subliminal message that you're going to get skinny chicken legs, and you want a big fat chicken leg.
Well, I'm more of a breast guy.
All right.
So I want big breasts.
You want big breasts. you don't want the small breasts.
No.
You don't want your 2-piece and a biscuit to really just be one big one.
I prefer plump breasts.
Your infatuation with Livy Dunn says otherwise.
Well, that's different. It's her flexibility that I'm infatuated with. There's a difference.
Is there?
Yeah, well, there could be. And that I'm just saying. I hate to bring everybody down a rabbit trail there, but
really?
That bothered me. And if I'd have kept that inside, it would have been.
You should have kept that one inside.
Well, it would have bothered me the whole show. So I didn't want to do that.
So you're more of a breast man than a leg man when it comes to chicken?
No. Well, when it comes to chicken,
yeah,
yes. Otherwise, more of a leg man than a breast man. Although they all go hand in hand, don't they?
Well, you got white meat, which tends to be a little bit drier, versus dark meat, which is juicier.
Okay. Not sure where to go with that, but
I got a hose with a power squirter.
I mean, I'm just saying. It's finger licking good.
Yes, it is. That never fails. All right then, Von Miller.
Who
is now a Washington command skin.
Yeah.
What do you think about that? I think it makes them better. I think it's a good move. Now, you have to be. I know your hatred for Washington, but you got to be, neutral here for a minute.
I think it's a good move if Von Miller can actually stay healthy and play. I mean, and again, you think about what he did in Buffalo, and he's, again, I want to know what the role is. He's not an every down player anymore. And, if he's healthy in December, January, that's going to be really good for Washington. But ultimately, you're right. That is a good move for Washington. And quite frankly, that's a good move for Von Miller. I haven't seen his numbers yet. And that will determine, in my mind, how good of a move it is. It goes back to, remember when he was flirting with the Cowboys?
Right.
And then we saw what he got in Buffalo and went, yeah, I'm glad Jerry didn't do that.
It's a 1-year deal.
A 1-year deal.
I haven't seen any numbers either. I'm sure they're out now, but it is just a 1-year deal. So, and Von Miller is 36 years old, so he's certainly getting long in the tooth, professional sports-wise. But I think just the name Von Miller still sparks fear into offensive coordinators, I think.
Yeah, I disagree with that 100%. I think the name Von Miller sparks fear in fans or excitement in fans, but the game tape doesn't lie. Now, if you're Washington, we talk about the Cowboys' run defense being bad last year. You know who was way worse than the Cowboys in stopping the run? It was Washington. You go in the NFC Championship game, and what did Saquon run for $160 against those guys? And you look at the losses they had last year, teams were able to run against them. So they like the Cowboys, but more so than the Cowboys, have to do more to stop their run defense. And if Von Miller can help there, then this is a great move. But there's also a reason why the dude is signing a week before training camp begins, because either teams weren't interested or teams weren't willing to pay him what he was asking for. Now, again, a one-year deal, he might have been very picky. It might be the coaching staff that made him want to go there. Maybe he thinks Washington gives him the best chance to get to a Super Bowl.
Dan Quinn.
All of those are real factors, but he wasn't as in demand as maybe he thought he was going to be. I mean, when you look at those veteran guys, whether you're talking about a Von Miller or a Stephon Gilmore, guys that can still play, but how much truly is left in their tank, and at the value they see themselves versus the value that a team is willing to pay.
If there was a weakness on the Commanders, and there was, and you mentioned it, it was the defense all the way around. So I think adding a guy like that, if nothing else, I mean, it's kind of like Chris Paul here last year.
Yep.
I mean, if nothing else, he's going to be able to help the young guys progress and do their job a little bit better than maybe they have before. I think it's a good move for Washington. And you've got Dan Quinn over there, too. Maybe he can do something, teach an old dog new tricks. Who knows when it comes to Von Miller. The other thing is there was an article in The Athletic today, and they've got their predictions and best bets for all 32 NFL teams going into 2025 in the over and under win totals. And I find it interesting because for the Houston Texans, their win total, according to MGM Bet, is 9.5. Now, The Athletic says that is a good bet to bet them over the 9.5. And they give their reasons why, because, they played well last year with a suspect offensive line. They took the Chiefs to the brink in the playoffs, and so they think they're going to be a little bit better. They have improved a little bit, I think, or at least they hope so, on that offensive line. But when it comes to the Cowboys, Minix, and I found this interesting, that thing started at 7.5. Now, according to MGM, it's now 8.5. The Cowboys win-loss total. According to The Athletic, the writer of this article says take the under, 8.5. And I'm just wondering, and they say, and really it's all on Brian Schottenheimer, is kind of a lot of what they're talking about here. And nobody really knows what he is going to do or what he can be. But the disrespect there, and when I'm reading this article, and I'm thinking 8.5, because I'll tell you what, if it had stayed at 7.5, I'm putting some money on that when we're in Vegas in August. 8.5, I don't know. I'd have to look at that, but I still don't see that as a bad move. And I just, the disrespect there is baffling.
Well, again, I look at 8.5. I look at this Cowboys team. If Dak Prescott stays healthy, and that's always the caveat, right?
Sure.
He's going to win 9 or 10 games. He always does when he plays a full season. But I do think there is a lot of negativity around the Cowboys nationally, because Brian Schottenheimer was not a sexy hire. And while he's won the offseason, dude still has to go win games during the season. There's questions on the Cowboys offensive line, losing a Zach Martin. Can Tyler Guyton play better? That obviously will give, if the line plays well, Dak Prescott time for the receivers to get downfield. Will they regret, and it says this in the article, losing a Rico Dowdle? I don't think so. Again, there wasn't high demand for Rico when the Cowboys let him walk. Signed with Carolina to go be a backup. So, if anything, the running game, which wasn't awful last year, it wasn't great by any stretch, but if you look at Rico's numbers, serviceable to win a lot of games, especially if you were getting what you should get out of this offense with Dak Prescott running it, not Cooper Rush. So, I look at this and, disrespect, not this. I mean, there's just a lot of questions when it comes to the Dallas Cowboys, especially, I think, from people that don't follow the day in and day out. If the offensive line is poor, then the under is going to be in play. If the offensive line is serviceable, then I think the improvements that they have made just by adding a Pickens and Dak Prescott, who's always going to throw for around 4,000 yards in a 17-game schedule, and Jake Ferguson, if they're around the 50, they're in field goal range. I still like, even at 8.5, I like the over. And 10 wins with a 17-game schedule doesn't even guarantee a playoff
It does
spot.
not. It
right?
does not.
I mean, I could see them winning 10 games and still missing the playoffs.
That is very fair statement. This article also points to their brutal stretch from week 12 through 15. Eagles, Chiefs, Lions, and Vikings. Which is going to be a tough stretch, and we all said that when the schedule came out. Cowboys need to win a lot of games early.
Yep,
they really do when their schedule's a little bit more favorable for them. The other piece of news from the NFL that I want to talk about quickly is Rasheed Rice. He's had his judgment, if you will, right? He was a Dallas County judge. He sentenced Chiefs wide receiver Rasheed Rice 5 years probation. He's got to do 30 days of jail time, but that jail time can be done anytime during the 5-year probation period. So in other words, if he, after the season, he's got 30 days, he can go spend it in jail.
I mean, what are you doing for your bye week? Slammer time.
Exactly.
Not 4 days off there.
Now that's interesting. I wonder if he could do that. Well, I'll go for a weekend here and maybe next week.
In the court system, in a lot of cases, you could do that, where you can go serve your jail time essentially on weekends, so it doesn't affect your job.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't surprise me. Although, I don't know, week here, 2 weeks there. I mean, the thing is, I mean, most people say, I got 5 years. All right, 4 years and 8 months. You're like, oh, crap.
Exactly right. I haven't done anything, and I'm in trouble. Now, he's not off the hook, though, even though I think that was a pretty I don't know if I want to say lenient, but it's certainly good for Rasheed Rice and the Kansas City Chiefs. But he will likely face a suspension from the NFL. And so I don't know how many games that's going to be, but that's certainly coming around for Rasheed Rice. But that I found that interesting today. That just came down today. So Johnny Manziel was on a podcast, and he got brutally honest about a lot of things. We're going to hear from Johnny. But you need to come out here to the Lion and Rose, just like these fine folks are doing. They're registering here for tickets and getting prizes and all kinds of other stuff. It is the Dominion location. You come down here and see us. Exit Dominion if you're on I-10. Stay on the access road. It will bring you right here. $2.50 drafts, $5 wells, $5 appetizers. They got it all. The Lion and the Rose, the Dominion location, is where you need to be. This is the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Riding 281 with the Blitz. Afternoons 2 to 6, KTFM Floresville, and everywhere at sasportstar.com.
We're going to draw one name of a person that sold their car to GiveMeTheVin.com and give them $25,000.
Wow.
Give Me The Vin is giving away $25,000 in cash every month. Could you imagine being that person? Wouldn't that feel great?
That would be awesome.
Well, honey, you won.
Oh my God.
Heather Krager of Dallas, Texas won $25,000 and Give Me The Vin's big cash giveaway.
That's so cool.
You could be next to get a little more, maybe a lot more.
I guess that old Mercedes was worth more than I thought.
No purchase necessary. For official rules, go to GiveMeTheVin.com.
By texting 64,000, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from Real Success. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at OurRealSuccess.com.
Do you want to learn how to make money flipping houses and acquiring rental properties right here in San Antonio without using your own money? You'll learn to flip houses and secure rental properties in your spare time to get on track towards real wealth building. We're offering a handful of motivated individuals the opportunity to attend our workshop right here in San Antonio for free. That's right, we'll give you 2 free tickets when you text EARN to 64,000. San Antonio is the perfect market to flip houses and build rental income. Don't miss this opportunity. Come to a complimentary live 2-hour workshop this week right here in San Antonio and learn how to start making money flipping homes and building long-term wealth with rental properties. To get 2 free tickets, text EARN to 64,000. Text in the next 10 minutes, and registrants will also receive a free copy of our Funding for Deals guide. Text EARN to 64,000 for 2 complimentary tickets. Text EARN to 64,000.
Injuries happen, and when they do, skip the ER and get to the Ortho Now Injury Clinic by TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine. Ortho Now provides walk-in care for injuries like broken bones, dislocations, sprains, and strains. Conveniently located in the Corey area with extended hours Monday through Saturday with on-site x-ray casting and bracing, Ortho Now has everything you need to treat your injury, and best of all, no urgent care or emergency room copay. Learn more online at tsaog.com.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting great candidates? Well, they're not hard to find when you go to ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. People who are actively looking for jobs like yours. So it's easy to find the right person fast. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
With Progressive's Home Quote Explorer, you can easily find the right home insurance for you, even if it's not with Progressive. But if you don't choose us, then sure, okay, it's not going to work out. We're not going to cry about it or stay awake wondering what our future together would have looked like. We can't get emotionally invested even if it sounds like we are. Progressive's Home Quote Explorer allows you to easily compare home insurance rates and coverages in one place, even if it's not with us. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and third-party insurers. Comparison rates not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy. I love you. I shouldn't have said that.
Hunger striking, snack time calling, it's crunch time. Southern Recipe Small Batch Pork Rinds brings you the boldest protein-packed crunch you can't resist with mouth-watering flavors like hot honey, sweet barbecue, and sea salt and cracked black pepper. Why settle for chips when you can level up your snacking game? Plus, they're low-carb, high-protein, and made for adventurous appetites. Score big flavor today. Grab Southern Recipe Small Batch Pork Rinds at H-E-B.
The Lion and Rose at the Dominion, your daily happy hour spot from 3 till 7 p.m. 250 drafts, wine, wells, and bites from just $5. Big screens, bold flavors, and a patio made for post-game hangs. Lion and Rose at 23330 West I-10.
San Antonio's Sports Center.
The San Antonio Spurs return to action tonight in the Las Vegas Summer League. They take on the Charlotte Hornets at 6 o'clock. It's a battle of 3-0 teams, but the Spurs will be without number 2 overall pick Dylan Harper. He's been shut down for the rest of the Summer League. WNBA star Caitlin Clark will not participate in any of this weekend's All-Star festivities. She suffered a groin injury on Tuesday.
Sports Center is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the third time in 7 seasons the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minutes.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports.
It is a beautiful day in the city of San Antonio, and, well, we're at a great place on this Thursday afternoon. The Lion and Rose, the Dominion location. I'm Joe Reinagel, Jason Minix, James Pledger back at the studio in his glass box of fun, and this is the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
I know looking at our YouTube page, and you can do that as well on the San Antonio Sports Star YouTube channel. Like, subscribe, all the good stuff. A lot of people asking about Mike Elko.
Yeah.
We will talk about Elko. We will hear from him at SEC Media Days a little bit later on here in the show. But Andrew Monaco, the voice of the Aggies, will join us at 4:35.
Looking forward to hearing from Andrew, who obviously during the football season is a regular part of the show. And so we're looking forward to hearing from Andrew and what he has to think about the Aggies. It's interesting when you talk about the Aggies, our good friend Laura Rutledge from ESPN is an Aggie fan. Did you know that?
Is she an Aggie fan or is she high on the Aggies?
Well, she says she's a closet Aggie fan.
Wow. Can you say you're a closet Aggie fan and still be in the closet?
Oh, I wouldn't say that. She basically came out of the closet today.
I mean, I guess. I mean, we will hear. Micah's not an Aggie fan.
He's not an Aggie. He's a Penn Stater.
Uh-huh.
Who they're getting a lot of love lately. Everybody is picking them maybe to unseat Ohio State in the Big Ten this year.
A lot of expectations on Penn. A lot of people picking them to win a national championship.
There are, and a lot of people picking them and Texas to play for said national championship.
That'd be fun.
That would be,
I'd be
a lot of fun.
down with that. Hook 'em.
Not bad.
Yeah.
It's going to be interesting to see. But I just thought that was interesting that she's an Aggie fan.
We will hear her come out of the closet here in a bit. Does that lessen your opinion of one Laura Rutledge?
No, not really, because I really don't know her very well. No, and if you're an Aggie fan, I'm not biased to Aggie fans, especially.
Are you biased against Aggie fans?
No, not at all. Not at all. I have no problem with Aggie fans. Now, see, you're a Texas fan. You got a problem with Aggie fans?
I don't. And it's weird because I've had more fun going to A&M games.
Oh, it's a blast.
I mean, the atmosphere there is incredible. Now, I won't wear an Aggie shirt, but I mean, I root for A&M unless they're playing Texas. And now that they get to play again. But no, I don't have a hatred for A&M like some people do.
I agree with you, though. Going to games in College Station I don't know. I don't think there's, for me personally, the places that I've been, college football-wise, the best college football atmosphere that I've been to. I mean, it's fantastic. I love it.
Let's do the Headline Blitz.
This is Jason and Joe's Headline Blitz. Two guys, two opinions, never enough time.
Now, speaking of Texas A&M, they play in that beautiful new stadium, also known as the house that Johnny built.
That's right.
Because when Johnny was there was a lot of money flowing, and that was pre-NIL days. Johnny, now you and I both have known Johnny since he was in high school.
Yep.
And I'll never forget one of the greatest high school games I ever called was Tybee against Madison. And some of his high school games, and I was doing television at the time with the old Time Warner Cable and that documentary he did on Netflix. Some of those calls were there. I remember talking to Johnny in high school thinking, dude, this guy is so well put together.
Mm-hmm.
It was like talking to Peyton Manning.
Yeah.
I mean, and he was good at everything, golf, whatever. I mean, and when he would get in trouble, he would win the press conference.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, Johnny always said all the right things to say, all right, man, let's give this kid another chance. Let's give this kid another chance. Even in documentaries, he's always brutally honest. But, man, he did a podcast, and you talk about getting brutally honest. I've never heard him this honest.
I'm sitting in the back of a fucking Rolls Royce smoking a with Drake, 18 years old, and I'm like, this is what it's about.
The night before the Browns final game in 2015, can we talk about this? You were allegedly spotted in Las Vegas wearing a blonde wig, a fake mustache, checking into the Cosmopolitan under the alias Billy. How much money do you think you lost?
Probably figures. I had a lot of talent, a lot of ability. I just didn't work on it the way that I needed to really take it to that next level, and to be honest, man, I hated Cleveland.
Whoa! I gotta ask you about draft day, bro. You might be the only person that has like a Drake song really based on.
He called me in the middle of the night listening to him play, and I'm like, holy,
that's crazy.
There's still times where I'm super depressed.
You pulled the trigger of this gun and it didn't fire. Do you feel like that was God?
It's interesting. And that podcast, that was just the beginning of the podcast. So they did a little montage, and I thought it was interesting. But if you didn't know that, Johnny had a gun to his head and pulled the trigger, and it didn't fire. That's when things went bad. And I think since then, Johnny Manziel has changed. I mean, his attitude. This guy was a rock star for a variety of reasons. He could play, but he could just show up and play at Kerrville and at Texas A&M. When he got to the pros, you can't do that anymore.
And I think it is true when he says this, and I'm not defending him because I feel like I like him. He wasn't happy there. And when you're not happy, it's hard to be productive at your job.
It's Cleveland.
And well, again, and he wanted nothing to do with Cleveland. But to your point, he showed up at Tybee, and he was the best player. He gets to A&M. He's playing in the SEC. He's the best player. He didn't have to work the way most people do. He was always great. And it didn't work in Cleveland, but he didn't like it there. And that affected him in so many different ways. But, what he was enabled to do in high school and in college, he was trying to do at the NFL level, and it doesn't work. I mean, getting high with Drake in the back of a Rolls Royce, I mean, it's a great story. But your 10, 15-year NFL career and the gazillions of dollars you thought you were going to make went up in smoke, essentially in the back of that Rolls Royce, which could also be a Drake song.
It really could be. And being in the Las Vegas casino on a Saturday night when you got a game to play on Sunday, that's usually not a good thing.
And again, some athletes, Dennis Rodman was known to, in the middle of a playoff, we got 2 days off, boss, I'm going to Vegas. But responsible enough to get back. I've always been amazed, and we've talked about it with Michael Irvin many times on this show, that he could be out till 3 a.m. doing, having a great life, one that we all wish we could do.
Sure.
But he was always the first one to practice and practiced harder than anybody. And his party lifestyle did not affect what he did on the football field. The party lifestyle certainly affected what Johnny was able to do on the football field, and it cost him, what do you figure, $150, $200 million at the very least?
I would say, yeah, exactly. I would put it in that neighborhood. He lost a lot of money.
And that's just NFL salary. Never mind the endorsements
and everything else that he could have gotten from that. Yeah, but what I do know, and I've seen Johnny, and I know you've seen him since as well. I see him in Kerrville from time to time, and it's just he's a different guy. Mm-hmm. He really is a different guy. So I hope Johnny. I wish him all the best. It's unfortunate for football fans that we didn't get to see that same version of Johnny Manziel in the NFL, because that would have been a lot of fun.
And it's possible, while a different path, obviously, than the one Ryan Leaf has taken, where he's turned his life around and has done really well in the media. Johnny maturing can still command some gigs, and obviously at autograph shows it's still a very popular figure in the autograph collectible market. But, there is time for him to turn his life around like Ryan Leaf did and become a very productive member and financially successful member of society.
And I think he's on his way to doing that. I really do. And Ryan Leaf deserves a lot of credit for that, too. And he's doing some good things with that. Have you heard about this? I had not until there was a woman that was arrested. And politicians now are trying to change the laws to outlaw sex with Buddhist monks. Now, I don't know what Wimby was doing when he was in Monkville.
Whoa.
But I'm just saying, this woman from Thailand, 9 monks have been kicked out of the Monkville because they slept with this woman. And you're not supposed to do that as a monk.
Well, Wemby didn't become a full-fledged monk.
Well, I'm just saying, so he would have been okay.
I mean, look, Thailand has a reputation that I believe is well-earned, right?
Well,
the power of
yes, I know where you're going there.
I mean, even for a Buddhist, I mean,
well, they're supposed to be celibate.
Well, they're supposed to be, but again, it's I mean, it's there's those powers there that even if you're supposed to be. I mean, what do you do?
Temptation. This woman was blackmailing these guys. She'd sleep with them and then blackmail them.
Well, I mean, again, Thailand has a reputation.
Wow.
I mean, have you watched White Lotus? Watch White Lotus.
Well, I tell you what,
I mean, Florida has a reputation that if you see water, there's probably an alligator in it, right?
Well, you would think.
Yes.
Yeah, you would think so. But, kids today,
yeah,
they're defiant. And they get in water anyway. And an alligator, took a bite out of one of these kids.
I didn't know what it was at first, so I just turned my body around and started punching it in the head. It had let go and then grabbed again and then dragged me underneath the water and then shook me around. My friend, he came up to me and I was like, "Is my leg still there?" And he was like, "Yes." I'm like, "You're fine. You're fine. It's not that bad. We have to get up. He's coming up from behind you." So he had to pick up me and my other friend because my other friend was freaking out and run up the bank onto because it's higher than the rest, and the gator couldn't really climb up, so we had to pick both of us up at the same time and run up there.
Now, look, I don't want anybody getting bit by an alligator, but can I just call this girl stupid?
Yeah.
I've seen pictures of the creek that they were in, and I wouldn't have gotten in there had I known and somebody guaranteed me there were no alligators in there. I mean, it was just a mossy, yucky, muddy pit.
Look, they wanted to go viral on TikTok, and they did. But she survived.
Well,
she punched it in the face.
She still got the leg.
I don't know about you. And again, a young lady, and you know, but if you're growing up in Florida, you probably know if there's water, there could be a gator. You know, I mean, whether it's your kid or your little dog or whatever. I mean, you know, all those videos go viral for a reason. They're there. What did they expect? What I didn't know what it was. I could have told you what it was without ever watching the video. You're in Florida, you get into a murky body of water and something from behind gets your leg. I'm going to guess gator.
Why would you do that? Now, I don't know how
go viral.
She punched it, got rid of it once, it grabbed her again, took her underwater.
Yeah.
So maybe she just didn't taste very good.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I mean, she's lucky. She's there.
Some people are very unlucky at places they are.
Oh, you mean like at a Coldplay concert?
Coldplay concert
with a lady that's not your wife?
Yes, that's exactly what I mean.
So there was some video that went wild at the Coldplay concert in Boston. Apparently, they do a Kiss Me Cam, and the singer for Coldplay is whatever, and the video is going around, and two people show up on video, and they duck out of the camera in a hurry, and Coldplay calls them out.
Oh, look at these two. All right, come on, you're okay? Oh, what? Either they're having an affair or they're just very shy.
Yeah.
Well, it turns out they were having an affair.
It turns out that was a company called Astronomer, a high-tech high-tech company. Their CEO, Andy Byron, and their HR chick, Kristen Cabot. Both are married and to somebody else.
Yes.
And you could tell that they were really enjoying the Coldplay concert. Until the camera hit them. Now, if they had just acted like they should have been there, that video doesn't go viral. But because of the way they reacted, video goes viral, and people are like, you know who that is? You know who she is? And according to the New York Post, the chick just got hired in November, and they in the big announcement, you know, the CEO, in announcing their new chief people officer, just sings her praises.
I'm sure he does.
I mean,
it makes you wonder how she got the job.
You're right. I mean,
just saying.
Out in public.
Yeah.
And it's weird because, you know, the internet detectives are so great. I can't tell if they're in a suite or just in an area where, you know, like a VIP type area. But there's other people in there that see what's going on, and their reactions are like, "Oh yeah, they knew about the affair." Yeah, I mean, and again, you're having an affair now. They're based in New York. The show was in Boston, so maybe they thought a work road trip. You know, the spouses would never know.
Morons. Can I just say this? Farts are funny. Always. Never fails.
Here
and
we
at
go.
the British Open today, or the Open Championship, Scotty Scheffler is on camera. And just listen very closely to what happens.
And this is a great view of it here because so far above the green, downwind you can get onto this green, but Scheffler. What are you laughing about? There's so much to say about that shot. The sound off the club face. It's extraordinary. Let's stick to the golf. Just a little bit of wind from behind. Just helped to ease down the green. An echo as well. What a shot from Scheffler.
Yeah, what a shot from Scheffler, huh?
The question is, who farted?
Well, I don't know, but the announcers obviously heard it, and the one dude was laughing his head off.
Well, I mean, how do you not hear that and not laugh?
I mean, farts are funny.
Farts are funny.
They are. You just can't help it. They are, and that's just the way that it is. So, oh my goodness. When I first heard that this morning, I was laughing my head off.
Well, you're laughing your head off now.
I am.
You hear a fart and you laugh no matter what.
It is funny. It is funny. It is funny. NIL is something that everybody's talking about.
That's a wet fart.
It is
funny.
But there's a report out today on Pro Football Talk that President Trump is, quote, actively working on an NIL executive order. We'll dive into that when we continue here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
You think about the big fights coming up Saturday night. Mario Barrios fighting on a Saturday. The best place to go watch the Rue Pub there at 281 in Redland Road, because any big game, any big fight, any big event, Rue Pub is the go-to spot with those 3 massive 170-inch screens, TVs all around. And when you get to the Rue Pub and on fight night, go early, have dinner. The food, incredible. They got the biggest and best wings in town, about 15 different burgers on the menu, the chicken sandwich. I love the fried shrimp there. Ryan Eagle always seems to get the hot dog. Pledge, he goes for the salad. He tells me they're wonderful. The appetizers, and it's great. The kitchen is open late every day with the full menu available, so you don't need a late-night meal. When you need a late-night meal, don't go to a drive-thru. Get into the Rue Pub there at 281 and Redland Road. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night. The best place to watch a game, the best place to be for the fights on Saturday night. Just down from the big blind, right next to the Angry Elephant, the Rue Pub, 281 and Redland Road. We'll see you at the Rue.
The Morning Huddle.
Before they were U2, what were they?
He was NXS.
NXS.
He was Michael Hutchins, and Danny became.
Not only did they not play anything other than hits, they played some of the hits twice.
Yes, they opened and it's legit. I've never seen a band open and close with the same song.
I said they're playing the same song again, dude.
Well, the Alzheimer crowd.
The Morning Huddle with AJ and Rob. Weekday mornings 6 to 10. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Circa Million and Circa Survivor are back with a massive $21 million in guaranteed prizes. Circa Million. Pick 5 games against the spread each week. 126 ways to win with $6 million guaranteed. Circa Survivor, 1 pick a week, no point spread. Last the longest to win it all. $15 million guaranteed. Enter in Nevada, play from anywhere. $21 million guaranteed. Visit circasports.com for details.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-499-9102. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-499-9102. That's 800-499-9102. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Some people just know they could save hundreds on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Like to check for your wallet first before hitting the drive-thru.
$6. Sorry, forgot my wallet. I have change, though. Here's 40 cents, another 40. Ooh, a bicentennial.
What's that?
Oh, gosh.
Checking first is smart. So check Allstate first for a quote that could save you hundreds. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Savings vary. Subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Live out at Lion and Rose, this is the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Come on out and join us here at Lion and Rose. But first, Jason, we've got some breaking news.
The other day at 31 years old, somebody I know said there's no way TJ Watt gets what he's asking for.
He didn't.
And he didn't. He wanted 4 years at 40 plus. Instead, he has 3 years at $41 million. Passes the Myles Garrett $40 million per year. $108 million guaranteed for TJ Watt. A 3-year, $123 million extension, $108 fully guaranteed at signing $41 million per year average. I believe I would call that the new floor for one Micah Parsons.
Congratulations to Micah Parsons. He just got a raise. He hadn't even signed a new contract yet, and he just got a raise. And there you go, Jerry. Waiting got you in trouble.
Well, and again, we blame Jerry. Micah said he wanted a deal done last year. But it is possible that Micah, even though he has said he's not paying attention to everybody else's deals, David Mulligetta is.
Yep.
And you don't want to be the first to sign. You want to be the last to sign. Aiden Hutchinson isn't, he could sign at any point because he has a new floor as well. But, this does clear the deck for Micah to get his deal done because the next one to fall was either going to be TJ or Micah Parsons, more than likely. And now that TJ is done, and again, 31 years old, $108 million fully guaranteed at signing.
Wow, that's a pretty good deal. Look, I think obviously for TJ Watt it is, but I think Pittsburgh wins in this too because it is a shorter contract, and the guy is 31 years old. So I think it looks like both sides gave in a little bit when it comes to that.
Because the report the other day was he wanted a 5-year deal with the first 4 years to be guaranteed. And he ends up getting 3 years, $123 million. And I know he probably wanted that fourth year, that extra $40 million just to pay the taxes on the rest of this deal. but in reality, 3 years, but $108 million goes into his account today. That's not a bad day.
No, that's a pretty good day. I would say
that's a pretty good Thursday.
I mean, dinner's on him tonight.
Absolutely. Wish he was here at the Lion and Rose.
Yeah, no kidding.
Take advantage of all the happy hour specials.
We could have a lot of $2.50 draft beer, couldn't we?
I mean, he could even buy the full price ones.
He really could. Well, congrats to him. But then again, it is the question: what does that do? And so Micah's got to be at least 41 and a half, 42.
Yep.
Per year?
I mean, we know what the floor is, and the what's the word I'm looking for? You know what the floor is? It's the years, and this could also be part of the holdup. Now, for TJ Watt, he's 31. Micah Parsons, this is his first big contract.
Right.
Jerry likes longer contracts. David Mulligetta always likes to do shorter deals. A lot of guys want shorter deals, so they're back at the table sooner. Years could be a holdup here in the Micah Parsons deal as well, which, again, not new news, but something to consider when you're looking at that. $40 million for Micah Parsons, and it could have been around 35 if he would have done it last offseason. But in a couple of years, $40 million is going to be a bargain. Right? Like initially you go, man, that's rough. But in a couple of years, it's a very manageable deal, which is why players want shorter deals. They don't want to feel underpaid, which is why you see so many guys with a long contract try to renegotiate sooner. Jerry wishes they could all be like Tyron Smith. Here, how many years? Hey, yeah, boss, I'm good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just don't tell my family about it. We're good.
Well, exactly right. And so you got to figure, I could see Micah getting that 5-year contract, 4 years guaranteed, something in that realm. And he's still only 29 years old when he can renegotiate that thing and get another one. So, hey, congratulations to TJ Watt. And he's got a great picture on his Instagram, I guess, or whatever it is. It's just him with the, what do you call that pose?
Yeah, he's flexing.
The flexing pose,
as TJ Watt literally breaks the news on his signing.
He basically does, right? Props to him. The money in the NFL is just unbelievable.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it really is unbelievable. Now, for TJ Watt, and I have to feel that the Pittsburgh Steelers had to take this into consideration. Although they want him there, he's a very popular guy there. I heard the other day that his jersey is the best-selling jersey for Pittsburgh Steeler fans. But the injury issues that he's had, that had to be a little bit of a concern for the Pittsburgh Steelers, but we'll see what happens. Obviously going to be healthy going into the season, but what happens coming out of the season?
Yeah, and as we're talking about players getting paid, the Dallas Morning News is breaking a story that, at least in the case of Trayvon Diggs, he's losing money. The Cowboys are reducing his salary for not working out enough with the team.
Wow.
And he did not complete at least 84% of his workouts as required by his contract. So he's going to lose $500,000.
Well, it's a significant amount of money, although he got a pretty good contract when he got it. But, I wonder, because he had to know that.
Yeah.
I wonder why he did what he did.
Well, because he wanted to be in Miami, and he's like, well, I mean, whatever he's paying rent, Airbnb, whatever it is, his personal trainers. But the Cowboys will deduct, according to the Dallas Morning News, $500,000 from Diggs' $9 million base salary for his failure to complete 84% of his offseason workouts.
Well, it's interesting to me. And for me, and I've said this before, and I don't know if you agree or not, but I think it's the beginning of the end for the Cowboys and Trayvon Diggs. I'm kind of with you, but kind of not. Like, when is Diggs expected to be back? We know he won't be healthy at the start of training camp. I know at one point I read an article where he said his goal is to be ready to go for week 1. I think that's probably wishful thinking. Yeah.
But if he is back late September, early October, and can play the majority of the season, if you can get, 12, 13 games out of Trayvon Diggs and he can be close to what he was, then maybe it's not the beginning of the end. But it is one of those double-edged swords because of injury. Trayvon Diggs is the one example that you can point to that Jerry did a deal early, and it bit him in the ass because he hasn't done anything except be hurt since he did that. And that's not the player's fault.
Sure, well, yeah,
but,
injuries happen.
But Diggs got his deal. And Jerry got so much credit for getting that deal done early, and it hasn't paid off because of injuries.
Well, it will be interesting to see what happens with Trayvon Diggs. It's certainly a position they'd like for him to get back. They could use some help in that defensive secondary. There's no question about it. Texas A&M head coach Mike Elko was the headliner at SEC Media Days today. We're going to hear from the head coach of the Fighting Texas Aggies. You need to get here, though. We're at the Lion and Rose, the Dominion location. That's where we are. We're going to be broadcasting until 6 o'clock. They've got great happy hour specials here. $2.50 drafts, $5 wells, $5 appetizers. Get down here as soon as you can. We want to see you. You can start your weekend with us here at the Lion and the Rose. Mike Elko, we'll hear from him coming up next on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Friday on the Morning Huddle, we made it. We'll see if the Spurs made the playoffs.
And Texas State, what are the Bobcats trying to hide about this Pac-12 deal? We'll talk about it. Don't be late. Party starts at 6.
It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Morning 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Calling all snack MVPs, it's time to huddle up with Southern Recipe Small Batch Pork Rinds, the low-carb, high-protein snack with a flavor-packed crunch. From sea salt and cracked black pepper to hot honey, sweet barbecue, and more, these bold bites are ready to tackle your crunch time cravings. Find your flavor playbook at H-E-B and make every bite count. Because when it's crunch time, there's only one snack you need on your team. Southern Recipe Small Batch.
Looking for a place with character, cold drinks, and real Texas charm? Pull up a chair at the Lion and Rose in the Dominion. This local favorite, run by the Tharp family, serves up Southern hospitality, military pride, and seriously good food. Happy hour daily from 3 till 7 p.m. with $2.50 drafts, select wine, wells, and mimosas. Plus, tasty bites from just $5. Big screens, bold flavors, and a patio made for post-game hangs. Now open at 23330 West I-10. The Lion and Rose.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
Hey, Green Gobbler here. So you've got a clogged drain in your bathroom. Water in the sink's overstaying its welcome. You're spitting today's toothpaste on top of yesterday's toothpaste. You hope that it go away. Yeah, clogs don't just go away. I make them go away. I'm Green Gobbler, the only clog dissolver you need. I'm bleach-free, safe for your pipes, and I work. Guaranteed or your money back. Because I never met a clog that was going to unclog itself. Green Gobbler. Let the gobbler get it.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-507-9624. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-507-9624. That's 800-507-9624. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
George gets justice. Getting in a car crash isn't on your summer bucket list, but it can happen at any time. If the worst happens when you're headed out for your summer getaway, you need to get George at George Salinas Injury Lawyers. George understands what it takes to fight for your maximum compensation and to get you back on track. When you get George, you don't pay unless they win. Call 210-225-0909 or visit getgeorge.com. George gets justice. GetGeorge.com. Principal Office, San Antonio.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star and the Gomez Law Firm present the second annual Back to School Drive, Saturday, August 2nd from 11 till 1 or while supplies last at the Gomez Law Firm, 2943 Moss Rock Drive. Free backpacks and school supplies for all school-age children while supplies last, so don't be late. Presented by the Gomez Law Firm, 2943 Moss Rock Drive. Sponsored in part by Las Palapas, Array, the College of Healthcare Professionals, and 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
The Blitz live at the Lion and Rose, the Dominion location. Happy you're spending a part of your Thursday with us. It'd be better if you were here spending a part of your Thursday with us, but get here as soon as you can. We would appreciate it. I'm Joe Reinagle, Jason Minix, James Pledger back in the studio in the glass box of fun. We having some fun out here talking about TJ Watt. If you haven't heard, he does become the highest paid non-quarterback in NFL history. $41 million per for 3 years for TJ Watt. And certainly that does affect the Dallas Cowboys and Micah Parsons.
Again, for Micah Parsons, it is the new floor. He's not going to sign for cheaper. He will have that highest paid something.
No doubt.
Whether it's most guaranteed or what. I mean, because there's so many different ways you can, skin it to where your agent can say you are this. But we know Micah, and he has said it, I know I'm going to get mine.
Right.
And while the comments he has made over the last couple of days, one, Micah is going to training camp. He has said that. He is on the record as saying, I will be there. And at the same time saying, I know mine is coming. And maybe really this is more Micah and David Mulligetta waiting to let TJ get his so that he can start the season as the highest paid. See, TJ has it today. But when the season opens, it's going to be Micah.
At some point in time, if you're TJ Watt, do you really give a damn if Micah Parsons overtakes you as the highest paid non-quarterback? I wouldn't. I mean, I got 41. I got 108 million guaranteed. I'm happy as a clam.
He got 108 guaranteed at signing. That's today.
That's today.
As soon as he puts ink on paper, he'll open up his bank account, hit refresh, and I don't even know how many zeros that would be for him added to whatever he already has in there. And
wow.
At that point, no, you don't care.
No.
But some of these guys do, and they want that. It's ego. It's ego at that point. So you go from there. As far as college football is concerned, Andrew Monaco, the voice of the Aggies, will join us in about an hour from right now because it is Aggie Day there at SEC Media Days in Atlanta. And before we hear from Mike Elko, the great Laura Rutledge, she said today she is high on Texas A&M.
I don't think enough people are talking about A&M, and I don't want to overdo it because this is I get like superstitious about A&M. I have a couple of my best friends are A&M fans, so they get mad at me if I'm like overhyping the team. And I'm an honorary A&M fan, by the way. But thank you, gig 'em. But I think they're gonna be pretty good. Marcel Reed coming back. He's got way more experience under his belt. To me, getting thrown into the fire last year, you saw some flashes, you saw some freshman moments, right? Like some moments of inexperience. He's got that time under his belt. I'm actually glad that he experienced some of that to prepare him for this season. I think Elko taking over the defensive play calling is big. That's his background. That's his bread and butter. He is such a good coach, and he's impressed me in so many ways. I just think and I know A&M fans are like, okay, but we've got to win. And this has been the story, right? There's been money spent. There's been lots of money spent. How do you see it actually translate? To me, it will be better, right? But I do think that like getting revenge against Notre Dame, like there are just some key parts of the schedule that are really going to matter. And I think they're capable of being a team that people are overlooking right now.
Interesting. It's just so cute saying that, right? I mean, how can you just good? Well said, Laura.
And again, somebody out there in our research department, that's you with the keyboard. Is her husband an Aggie? Does she have a family member that went there? Because it's different than saying I'm a closet A&M fan as opposed to I'm an honorary A&M fan.
I think she said her best friend.
I mean, whatever the case is, like. I guess I'm an honorary Washington State fan because of my wife, right? You know what I'm saying? It's what is the reason? What is the relationship for her to say honorary? But I do agree with her. Not enough people are talking about Texas A&M, and I think Marcel Reed is one of those reasons why. But also, you've got Texas, Arch Manning. That's obvious. Georgia is still Georgia. Bama is still Bama. Lane Kiffin is always entertaining as hell. And then you get Mike Elko.
And I think that's the deal, right? I think that's it. I mean, A&M's just kind of in the shadows. And if they surprise everybody, then, I think that's the way they want it, though. Let Texas get all the attention. Let everybody else get all the attention, and we'll just sit back here. Look, I think Mike Elko was a great hire for them.
Yeah, I agree.
And I think he's doing a great job there. They were 8-5 last year. Now, if Reed improves, I mean, he was such a young kid, inexperienced dude last year, and now he's got a season under his belt plus an off season under his belt.
Well, I'm a little surprised with the NIL money available at Texas A&M that they didn't go out and chase a quarterback. But Mike Elko said today he's excited for Marcel Reed.
But I think what I'm most excited about is the fact that we've got quarterback Marcel Reed primed to take a huge jump for us this year. I think he's had a phenomenal offseason. I think he's put on some necessary strength and mass to kind of hold to the rigors of SEC football. I think he understands now what it takes to be an SEC quarterback week in and week out, and really excited for him to go out and become the difference maker that we know he's capable of being this year.
I mean, the guy showed flashes of some real athleticism last year. There's no doubt. And if he becomes that all-around quarterback type, he's going to be a tough guy to deal with.
Well, he's got to take that jump. And again, while I say I'm surprised A&M didn't chase a quarterback, they see what they have in the room and are very comfortable. But even, Elko, I mean, you could hear it in his words. They expect him to make this jump. And if he does, then their gut feeling is spot on. If he doesn't, then you're going to have a lot of questions asked, because there were a lot of quarterbacks in the portal that would have commanded a lot of money that you would say on paper, based on what we saw a year ago, would be better than Marcel Reed. So they're going on with what they're seeing in their practices and saying, this is what I'm comfortable with. And quite frankly, I think we could say we saw that play out here in San Antonio with UTSA. A lot of questions about Owen McCown when Frank Harris was still there.
Right,
and,
right.
He was up and down. But what did we see Owen do? Get better week in and week out. And now, as a UTSA fan, very comfortable going into the season with Owen McCown, and you understand why Jeff Traylor didn't go chase a quarterback, because he knows what he has in his quarterback. And the guys that are around him every day, especially in this NIL world, it's not, man, we recruited him 3 years ago, and man, we're hoping he's going to, I mean, they have a lot of belief in Marcel Reed, even though I might not, or you might not, driving around in San Antonio right now. But he's got to go do it on the football field now.
Well, I mean, that's it. And he's got to go out and prove it. He was young last year, made a lot of mistakes, but he was good enough to take the reins of that football team. And now he is definitely the guy. He won't have to split time with anybody. So it's good for Texas A&M going into the season. You know who your guy is. You don't have to worry about it. And let's hit the ground running. Hopefully he'll make a few mistakes so early on against UTSA.
No, and again, while a person like Laura Rutledge can say not enough people are talking about Texas A&M. And, and this is a case. Mike Elko talked a few minutes ago. And so you and I can only go by what Pledge thought was the best stuff that he said.
Right.
That makes sense. And so based on that, because I want to say this very carefully and honestly, it feels like there was a lot of Elko talk about the Longhorns. And now, granted, it started with the SEC production snafu when Sark was introduced. They played the Aggie Warham as he went up there. And, of course, Elko was asked about the Eyes of Texas.
For all of you who had the Eyes of Texas as the song I was walking out to, you lost your bet.
Yeah. And again, a little personality, you knew it was going to be there. And I love seeing that because, Elko can be, he's not Lane Kiffin by any stretch, but, there was a lot of people wondering if the SEC production team would return the favor, and they did not. And of course, this year, A&M has to go to Austin.
I think there's a lot between now and then. I'll just say what I've said about that game. I think it's great that game's back. I think with the way those two programs are operating and executing right now, that game's going to mean something at the end of the year. And I think that's awesome for college football. I think it's awesome for the state of Texas. I think it's awesome for those two universities. And so it's a great game. It's a great rivalry. And we certainly look forward to the challenge.
Yeah, no doubt. And it's interesting. And that's typical coach speak. And I love it because, that Texas A&M game is there's a lot of water to cross before that happens. And so, I get where, you want to talk. It's a great rivalry. We'll get to that when we get to it. But, hey, it's down the line.
Well, it is down the line. But, again, you look at Texas A&M, and I get where Aggie fans get bent by all the Longhorn talk.
Sure.
They went to the SEC, and now Texas is there. Texas favored by a lot of people to at least make, if not win, the national championship this year. And the whole big brother, little brother in the shadow, all that stuff is there. But with the recruiting advantage that A&M had for that short period when Texas was in the Big 12 and A&M was in the SEC, that's gone. Aggie coaches can't say, dude, you want to play in the big boy SEC or you want to play in that Big 12? They can't do that anymore. And Elko was asked if the Longhorns being in the SEC has impacted the way they recruit.
I don't know that the first part of your question, I don't know that impacts anything. I think I said this last year, Texas A&M and Texas have been recruiting against each other for years, regardless of conference. I don't know that conference affiliation will ever impact that. Obviously we take a lot of pride in our ability to go out and recruit the best players we can to Texas A&M. And that's something you obviously have to do in order to be successful.
And he's right. you're the Texas or Texas A&M for the most part. Especially if you go to high school in Texas and you're interested in either one of those schools, you've got a preference. Now it's different because, well, who's going to offer me the most money and yada yada. But look, the A&M and Texas have been dealing with that for years.
But I do think the SEC component was a feather in the cap for the Aggies when Texas was still in the Big 12. You're right. They are going after the same player. They are going after a similar player. But that was something that the SEC, the A&M coaches could hang over Texas's head. Come on, man. You want to play against Alabama? You want to play against Georgia? You want to play in what is known as the best conference? Can't do that in Austin. You can at A&M when they were in the SEC.
And that, you're right, that is gone. So it's a level playing field again. But I think A&M's done a pretty good job. It's funny. I saw a quote, and we didn't have it, but I saw a quote where Mike Elko predicts that A&M will send double-digit players to the NFL next year.
Oh, I agree.
So we'll see. I mean, Texas sent a ton of players to the NFL this year. And you have to do that. My point is you have to do that now if you're going to be a player in a conference like the SEC, if you're going to contend for that top spot in the SEC. So Mike Elko clearly thinks that he's got the players, he's got the talent to compete with Texas, to compete with Georgia, to compete with anybody else in the SEC. I mean, only time is going to tell, obviously, but in Mike Elko's mind, he's got the talent to get that done.
But when you look at the A&M football schedule this year, and kind of going back to what Laura Rutledge said, this is a team that is getting overlooked. And I do agree with her there. I mean, obviously they've got a tough test to start against UTSA. And they've got that Notre Dame game at Notre Dame. But Auburn is in College Station this year, Mississippi State in College Station, Florida in College Station. They've got to go to Arkansas, but I think I can't remember
That's
if
a
that one's still
World game,
is it still in Dallas or did that end? I can't remember if they're at LSU, they're at Missouri, and Missouri is another one that probably is talking about how they're overlooked. And South Carolina this year, that game is in College Station. And then they've got to go to Austin. I mean, you look at this A&M schedule, and if they can play up to expectation, obviously the Texas game, they're going to be underdogs in. LSU at LSU.
That's a big rivalry now, man. That has turned into a big rivalry.
That one's huge,
yeah.
and I think the kickoff time for that one will factor in. If that's 7 o'clock in Baton Rouge, that could be brutal. If it's a mid-afternoon game, maybe, but obviously I think they'll be underdogs in that one. I mean, LSU could be a team that ends up in the playoffs and playing for a national championship. Florida, that game's at home, but I look at the Florida game. Are they going to be able to bounce back? Notre Dame, another one that they're going to be underdogs in. So, I mean, I look at their schedule, and I'm thinking they're probably only going to be dogs in 3 or 4 games. And to be a great team, they've got to win 1 or 2 of those games or they are underdogs. But to be a dark horse or an overlooked team in the SEC, I 100% agree with that. I think they're better than what a lot of the polls I see where I think they could finish, which is middle of the pack.
It's going to be interesting. And the other question mark in the SEC is Florida. Now, both Texas and Texas A&M have to face the Gators this year. Florida wasn't very good last year. But from everything that I've read, they're going to be a much improved team, and you would expect that out of a Florida Gator squad. Arkansas is another team you just don't know about, right? I mean, they're a team that's always feisty,
yeah,
and can give you a game. And traveling there, whether that's in Jerry World,
no, Pledge is telling us because last year was the last year of the.
So they've got to travel to Arkansas.
Yeah, the old Southwest rival thing. I don't know. So that game is at Arkansas.
It's funny that you say that, though, because I did see an article today that the fans in Arkansas, just the fans in Arkansas, still have Texas as their biggest rival.
Yeah.
still have the Texas Longhorns as their biggest rival, and I find that fascinating. And I'm glad that Texas A&M, Texas, Arkansas, all still in the mix there, old Southwest Conference foes way back in the day.
Well, that's it. And there are a lot of teams out there that choose Texas as their biggest rival, whether you're talking about Arkansas or a Texas Tech or a Baylor. Texas has two rivals in their mind.
Yeah.
And that's A&M and that's Oklahoma, right? But there are a lot of people out there from the old Southwest Conference days to the old Big 12 days that beating Texas was their number one goal. And again, that's just the Longhorns, right?
I think in a lot of ways it still is that way.
I mean, Texas plays Arkansas, and that's their big game. And for Texas, it's just another Saturday.
I forgot about Oklahoma, which they're forgettable.
How do you forget about Oklahoma?
They're forgettable.
Dude,
Come on.
354 and OU still sucks.
Boy,
How do you forget Oklahoma?
Well, they sucked last year for sure. They were horrible. Are they going to be better? Did they get better in the offseason?
Honestly, I think they did. I mean, you look at, and let me go back to what I just said a few minutes ago in this segment. I'm an honorary Washington State fan. That John McClain kid who replaced Cam Ward at Wazoo is a legit quarterback. And for him to leave Pullman, Washington and end up in Norman, Oklahoma, that was a huge get for the Sooners. And they brought that offensive coordinator with them. So I do think Oklahoma will be much improved from what we saw last year.
Well, we'll see. I tell you what, I'm ready for a little football season for sure, and it is fast approaching. There's no question. Hey, look, we're out at the Lion in the Rose, the Dominion location. You can come out here, too. We got lots of seats here for you to sit in to enjoy a $2.50 draft beer, $5 well drinks, $5 appetizers. All of that is going on right now. So make your way down to the Lion and Rose, the Dominion location. We would love to see you and say hello to you. Now, the Spurs have had a couple of days off Summer League-wise, but they got a big game tonight. They're taking on Charlotte. And I say it's a big game. Both of those teams are 3-0. So when you're looking at Summer League championships, the Spurs still certainly in the mix, but they need a win tonight, and they're going to have to do it without Dylan Harper. He's been shut down for the remainder of the Summer League. We're talking about that and some folks, national folks, NBA folks, talking about the Spurs and what they think of them this year. We'll do all of that when we continue from the Lion and Rose, the Dominion location. This is the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
You're riding with the Blitz. Afternoons 2 to 6, KTFM Floresville, and everywhere at sasportstar.com.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, let's talk ED because millions of men experience it, but not everyone can access or afford treatments like Viagra. Hims can help. Through Hims.com, you can access a full range of treatment options for ED through a 100% online process. To start your free online visit and save up to 95%, go to Hims.com/joy, HIMS.com/JOY.
This is the story of the one. As a lineman, he does whatever it takes to keep the power on in his community. And he wants a partner like Grainger who does the same. Grainger offers the professional-grade products he needs, from voltage detectors to harnesses to hard hats, plus fast, dependable delivery, so he can rise to every challenge. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
You know the Roo Pub has proven to be the best place to watch games with those 3 massive 170-inch screens and TVs all around. All the games, all the fights, and when you show up at the Roo Pub, show up hungry. The food is fantastic. Open daily at 11. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and the best place to watch a game. Just down from the big blind, right next to the Angry Elephant. The Roo Pub, 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
With Progressive's Name Your Price tool, you get coverage options based on how much you want to pay for car insurance. And then you decide how to spend the rest of your money because you're in charge. And right now, you're going to pay for groceries. But you decide what groceries. Just keep in mind you're running out of dishwashing soap. But you decide if you're going to buy that soap. Just those dishes won't clean themselves, will they? Remember, with Progressive's Name Your Price tool, we'll help you find coverage at a fair price. And then you're in charge. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Not available in all states. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, let's talk ED because millions of men experience it, but not everyone can access or afford treatments like Viagra. Hims can help. Through Hims.com, you can access a full range of treatment options for ED through a 100% online process. To start your free online visit and save up to 95%, go to Hims.com/joy. HIMS.com/JOY.
Hey, Joe Fortenbaugh here. Whether you're locking in your home run picks or riding with your favorite golfers this summer, ESPN Bet is your sports book for all the action. Go from checking stats on your favorite teams and players to placing bets in just a few taps. Plus, new customers can get $100 in bonus bets when you make your first $10 wager. Download the ESPN Bet app and sign up with the promo code JOEQ to get started today. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York.
San Antonio's Sports Center.
Well, the Cowboys will deduct $500,000 from Trayvon Diggs' $9 million base salary for his failure to complete at least 84% of his offseason workouts. Free agent pass rusher Von Miller has a new home. The 8-time Pro Bowler is signing with the Washington Commanders. It's a 1-year deal. And Chiefs wide receiver Rasheed Rice has been sentenced to 5 years probation, 30 days of jail time for his role in that multi-car crash in Dallas.
Sports Center is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
Joe Reinagle.
That's the third time in 7 seasons the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
And we are live at the Lion and Rose, the Dominion location. Easy to get to off of I-10. You exit the Dominion Drive. Stay on the access road. You cannot miss us. Enjoying a little happy hour. $2.50 draft beer. $5 well drinks, $5 appetizers, and it's just a great place to be. And hope you're having a great Thursday afternoon. It'd be even better if you found your way here to the Lion and Rose. This is the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I'm Joe Reinagle, Jason Minix, James Pledger back in the glass box of fun. And it's a great Thursday afternoon. Thanks for spending a little time with us.
I got a little card that they gave me with all the appetizers on here.
Nice.
The $5 happy hour menu includes the English chips and Guinness cheese, which I just ordered.
Yeah, you like those,
because it is
don't you?
fantastic.
Yeah.
Fried jalapenos, fried pickles, fried mushrooms.
Nice.
I don't know what that cheese something or other, but also a banger meatball.
A banger meatball.
A banger meatball.
All right. Well, that sounds like fun. A banger meatball. I'm sure it's delicious. There's all kinds of ways you could go with that, right?
That's why I put that on the tee for you. I want to see if you're going to swing and miss or hit a little dribbler with that meatball or knock it out of the park. If you're going to bang her out of the park.
I don't know what's the difference between a banger meatball and a regular meatball. I don't know.
It is served with your choice of curry, Guinness cheese, or shallot something. It's cut off.
Shallot. Cut off.
Yeah.
Okay.
You don't want to cut off your shallots.
Shallot, would that be onions? Maybe? I don't know what that is.
I have no idea what that is.
Banger meatball.
Yeah.
Somebody's going to have to explain that to me.
What a banger meatball is?
As opposed to a regular meatball.
Well, I mean, why do they call it English chips as opposed to French fries?
Well, because we're in the Lion and the Rose.
Well,
so it's an English, but it's banger. Is that English?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
That's what I'm saying.
Our crack engineer on crack talking to us without a microphone. Been in the radio business for 30 years and still doesn't understand how this business works.
Oh, my goodness.
Banger meatball.
Banger meatball. I may have to try one of those just to see. Now, if you got a banger meatball, would you get curry on it?
I would probably go with the Guinness cheese because Guinness cheese here, if there was a way for them to put that in an IV and just put it into my veins, I would do it.
It's pretty good.
It's that good.
All right.
You know, I mean, there are a lot of things you could do, but the way they do their Guinness cheese here, it's incredible. But
all right.
Well, order a banger meatball.
Well, I might, but I might try your a chip with some cheese on it when you get yours.
Well, I mean, you say you might. I know you will. I mean, to give you an idea how good the English chips with Guinness cheese are, last time we were out here, but I ordered some because it's cracked to me.
Right.
And I said, Greg, do you want one? And 99% of the time, Greg says no. But this time he said yes. And by the end of the segment, they were all gone.
I guess so. So he likes them.
I had one. So when they show up here in a few minutes, they will sit on this end of the table.
Well, you got Nick Trey to worry about.
Not there. Well, I'm not worried about Nick Trey, but I mean, literally, they were all gone, and he said, "Oops, sorry, man."
Well, I mean, that happens.
Well, they're contagious, and unfortunately, though, because we're working, I can't watch it now with a $2.50 draft.
That is too bad. I mean, that really is.
That is.
Sheldon is handing me his phone, which he has Googled. And banger is in Britain. It means sausages are sometimes called bangers due to their tendency to burst open when cooked.
That can't be right. Although that's how you do know when a sausage is done on the grill.
Well, sure,
is when they burst a little bit, or and again, if you've got like a good cheese sausage, when it bursts, I'm just saying.
So do these meatballs burst?
Well, I mean, hopefully in the kitchen and not here. Although I'm guessing when you eat it, it will. Yes,
it might.
Yes, it will.
It might
will
burst
in your mouth.
So is there something in there that bursts?
Well, I would hope. I mean, it's not going to burst and be dry air.
Well,
it's the great innards of the sausage, I suppose.
Or is it a sausage meatball?
Well, it might be,
as opposed to a beef meatball.
Well, I mean,
there's a lot of questions.
It's $5. I'm going to guess it's not a Wagyu meatball.
I didn't say that.
I never spit it out.
It must be a sausage meatball that's bursting in your mouth.
Well, it could be. Have you never take like sausage and made meatballs?
Well, I have, yeah, but usually it's a mixture of sausage and beef.
Well, I mean, you could do that. I mean, have you ever made shotgun shells?
I never have made shotgun.
Do you know what shotgun shells are?
I do. It's a shell with meat in it.
Yeah, you get like a manicotti shell and some cream cheese and some shredded cheese and some sausage, maybe a little beef, and you roll it up and put it in the manicotti shell and wrap it in bacon, throw it on the grill. That's fantastic.
Now, you don't need – so the grill softens the shell?
It can, or you can, half boil them to make them a little bit soft so they don't break while you're stuffing them, but they will cook on the grill. I mean, you got to get – if you're putting it on the grill, it's got to be on there long enough to cook bacon, which is going to be more than enough to cook the shell.
Well, I am, because I don't want a hard shell if I'm biting into this thing.
Yeah, I mean, you got bacon involved and you got meat. It's going to soften.
So the grease is going to soften it.
Yeah, well,
most
of course
likely.
it's going to soften.
All right.
It.
Well, I'm just checking.
I look at. Yeah, I don't want a hard shell.
I don't want a hard shell.
I mean, maybe you want it crunchy,
dude. If you ever had uncooked or not cooked enough spaghetti or whatever, it's awful.
I mean, I know people that will eat just raw spaghetti as a snack. Ask James Pledger.
Pledger does that?
He'll have a package of spaghetti in there and they never cook it. He just eats the spaghetti sticks.
Pledge, that's awful.
What do you mean that's awful?
That's awful.
What do you mean that's awful?
What, do you eat it like that?
No, I'm a grown-ass man.
What? Now I can see Sheldon doing that. I mean, because he eats shrimp tails.
I mean, he does. He eats fried shrimp tails. But he's also one that will go home and be too lazy to make a sandwich, so he'll just eat the lunch meats out of the package. And then the cheese.
Yes.
And then squirt mustard in his mouth. So eventually, I mean, he feels like he's getting the whole sandwich just without spending the time to construct the sandwich. Yeah, or he's Sheldon just said he's keto. He's worried about the bread.
Yeah, I can tell. It's not working. That's what he's doing.
Yes.
I can't imagine. So I'm guessing that's what it is. Now, if one of these
Nick, well, you asked what
nice servers would tell us what a banger meatball is.
What is a banger meatball? It's a type of meat. Do we know what type of meat?
I don't put her on the spot like that.
I mean, yeah.
You're putting her on the spot.
I did.
She should know that.
Yes.
And we're educating
her.
I
think if you're ordering it, you know what it is. If you don't know what it is, Can you get him a banger meatball? Yeah.
Would you please? Yeah. Why not?
And I'm gonna say with the cheese, because it's probably better with the cheese, right?
Yeah, I would say.
Yeah, because the cheese here is incredible.
So I will let everybody know, because I know everybody out there listening is curious.
Well,
what a banger meatball is.
They just want to,
as opposed to a regular meatball,
explode in your mouth.
They don't want to see that. Nobody wants to see that. I don't want to see that. All right.
I don't necessarily know that I want to see that.
Woo! Boy,
Andrew Monaco is going to join us coming up at 4:35 to.
I wonder if he knows what a banger meatball is.
I mean, he's well traveled.
He is well traveled.
I mean, he's in SEC country. I imagine, when he rolls into, I don't know, Oxford, that's the first thing he's looking for.
Right.
A banger meatball.
A banger meatball.
Yes.
Now, see, we've got a management type over there that might.
Yeah.
Now, we really think we shouldn't put him on the spot, because if he didn't know, he'd be like,
Yeah, he just gave us the head nod and walked away.
Yeah, he said, I don't want to be on there. Don't talk to me.
He's going to get you a banger meatball.
A banger meat. They're cooking it. Not sure what they're doing with it, but we'll let you know.
I think you know what they're doing with it.
What are they doing with it?
Well, cooking it.
Banger style?
Well, they got to do it banger style if it's a banger meatball. I mean, I can't go into H-E-B and get a banger meatball, can I?
I don't. Maybe you can.
I mean, Shelton's probably going to Google banger meatball and see if he can get
did
one.
already. It's sausage.
Well, no, if he can buy it at H-E-B. I mean, he realized the other day what he can actually buy at Walmart.
Yeah, he's still looking at that list.
That's what I was afraid of when he handed you his phone. I don't know what you were going to see there.
That cactus-looking thing. Banger meatball. We will have the answer for you, because I know everybody wants to hear that. But better yet, you could come down to the Lion and Rose and order your own banger meatball if you'd like. It's on the happy hour menu. It's $5. You can also register to win tickets to go see Queen's Right coming to the Aztec Theater December 13th.
Who's coming?
Queen's Right.
Okay.
What'd you think I said?
Queen's Right, like R-I-G-H-T.
Queen's Reich.
Queen's Reich.
Dude, I'm German. I can get Reich.
Right. Yeah, you got to say it. You can't say it like it's two words. It's one word.
So
give me Queen's Reich in one syllable.
Queen's Reich.
There you go.
There you go. The elderly folks, they've been around since the 80s.
Well, they have.
Wow.
They have. But, I mean, they got a lot of new members because Jeff Tate's doing his own thing.
Well, that'll be a good show. So you can come down and register for that. You can win tickets to go see that. That is, again, December the 13th at the Aztec Theater. But if you'd like to go see The Cult with special guest Patriarchy, October 21st at the Majestic Theater, you can do that right now. Even if you're not here, you just get on the phone, 656-3776, 656-ESPN, all with 210 in front of them. And if you want to be caller number, make it tough on Pledge, Minix.
TJ what?
What's his number? 91. I don't want to make it that hard on poor Pledge.
His brother just tweeted, I swear if this guy lets me begin to reach for my wallet.
I still think JJ could kick his butt.
I mean, but TJ's 90. Let's go caller 9.
Caller number 9, you will win a pair of tickets to go see The Cult with special guest Patriarchy, October 21st at the Majestic Theater. If you don't win the tickets, you can certainly buy them at
livenation.com.
livenation.com. Thank you very much. I didn't have my prompter going.
Yeah, you're thinking about that banger meatball.
But I am thinking about that, and I will let you know how it all is. Get on down here to the Lion and Rose, the Dominion location. This is the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star and the Gomez Law Firm present the second annual Back to School Drive, Saturday, August 2nd from 11 till 1 p.m. or while supplies last at the Gomez Law Firm, 2943 Moss Rock Drive. Free backpacks and school supplies for all school-aged children while supplies last, so don't be late. Presented by the Gomez Law Firm, 2943 Moss Rock Drive. Sponsored in part by North Park Toyota, Centromed, Romo Door Supply, and 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
The John Clay Wolf Show. Here's what's going on in the Wolf Pack.
These guys around the country made a fan page
for
us. So, Rico Suave, what is it that stimulated you about our program?
It's a love of the show, man.
What would you like to see us do more of since you're a P1 listener?
Girls on trampolines during the break there, pre-K.
Man.
The John Clay Wolf Show.
Catch the John Clay Wolf Show Saturdays from 9 a.m. to noon right here on San Antonio Sports Star.
Are you ready for the all-new Hot Wheels Monster Trucks Live Glow and Fire? Come watch your favorite Hot Wheels Monster Trucks fly, crash, and smash. Thanks to Good to Grow, kids' ticket prices half off. Coming July 26th and 27th to Frost Bank Center in San Antonio. Get tickets now at Ticketmaster.com.
The Lion and Rose at the Dominion, your daily happy hour spot from 3 till 7 p.m. 250 drafts, wine, wells, and bites from just $5. Big screens, bold flavors, and a patio made for post-game hangs. Lion and Rose at 23330 West I-10.
Don't let pain hold you back from living your best life. I'm Dr. Jason Garrett with Arasti. At Arasti, we're dedicated to providing fast, effective relief from pain. Whether you've been dealing with a chronic discomfort for years or have recently suffered an injury, our goal is to help you recover quickly. Our treatment is all natural, non-invasive, and covered by most insurance plans. With convenient locations nearby, relief is just a call away. Visit Arasti.com. That's AIRROSTI.com. Arasti, we fix pain fast.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-499-9102. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-499-9102. That's 800-499-9102. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Game day starts at home, and Romo Door Supply delivers the win. From sturdy entrance doors to stylish interiors, Romo's got what your home team needs. Visit RomoDoorSupply.com. Quality doors, unbeatable prices. That's RomoDoorSupply.com.
Free products and services are the best. They're next to non-existent, though. But the next best thing does exist. Barter. Alamo Barter. Right here in San Antonio, if you have a business and provide a product or service, you can barter with hundreds of other businesses that are already members. From trips to a medical visit, restaurants, and home services, Alamo Barter is a great way for you to trade out your skills with others. Call Alamo Barter or visit them online at alamobarter.com. alamobarter.com.
How was your drive to school?
Let me tell you, I had to get my iced coffee first. I just can't seem to put it down. My favorite rapper just announced a tour. My phone was buzzing like crazy. I'm so excited. I had to text all my friends right then to talk about it. Then someone started calling me and...
Let's try that again.
I turned my phone off right away. I never drive distracted.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
It's the Blitz with Jason and
we are live at the Lion and Rose, the Dominion location. Get off I-10, take the Dominion exit, stay on the Access Road. You get right here. $2.50 draft beer, $5 well drinks, $5 appetizers, including the banger meatballs, Jason. And they're pretty damn good, aren't they?
Banger meatballs. If you're watching on YouTube, we're going to make Joe eat live.
Oh, my gosh.
On the air. So get to the YouTube channel.
Yeah, do that.
Now, there were a lot more in this bowl when they brought them, but did I mention Greg Shelton is here?
Oh.
So there's two left, and it comes with a nice cup of the Guinness cheese, which I just get a straw.
So, I mean, there's 5 balls altogether.
There were 5 balls in the bowl.
5 balls, yeah.
5 balls in the bowl, so $1 a ball.
$1 a ball. That's a pretty good deal.
$1 a banger meatball.
Now, this is what a banger meatball, if you're watching on YouTube, you can see this. If not, just imagine.
You don't want one, Nick?
Use your imagination. There's a toothpick in a meatball.
Yes.
That's what it is.
Looks like a lollipop.
It does.
It's a Tootsie Roll.
It does, and it is a banger meatball.
You want cheese on that, sir?
Sure.
All right.
I might as well get the full experience.
Absolutely.
Right? So you dip your ball into the cheese.
Yeah.
And
dunk it a little bit better than that.
It looks like that.
You got to go all the way in with that cheese.
You got to go all the way in. And never mind. So we're going to
you just barely got any cheese on your meatball.
Well, that's fine. That's good enough. Now I'm going to I'm going to eat a banger meatball live on the radio.
Time.
Oh, well, look at you already.
Well,
Huh?
dude,
All right, here we go.
I like to pull it in and
That's really good.
It's really good.
That's really good.
That's good.
So banger is sausage.
Yeah.
It's a sausage meatball.
Well, we told you that.
Well,
I mean, Shelton did.
Well, Sheldon did, but
You didn't
Shelton,
believe him.
Not really.
You wanted that in your mouth to actually know.
No, I mean, they're really good.
They are.
I
really
would
good.
eat more of those, and they're only $5.
Yeah. Well, there was more in the bowl, but Greg Shelton is here.
Well, that's fine. I had 2 of them.
Uh-huh.
obviously I'm more of a biter.
Those were good.
You chew your food very well, sir.
There was no bursting, though.
No.
No, but I mean,
It was
there's a lot
good
of
you didn't have
lot of
enough cheese.
A lot of flavor, but no bursting, which is a good thing.
Well, they did that in the kitchen.
Well, that's what David Macias on our YouTube page says. The cook bangs your meatballs before cooking them.
I mean,
I guess it's as good as a.
I don't really want to know what happens in the kitchen. I don't want to see the kitchen.
I don't either, dude.
I just bring it all out.
And I'm like that for anyway. You know, used to be in TV, that was the big deal, right? Behind the kitchen door and all that stuff. I don't care. If the food's good, I really don't give a damn.
I mean, very true. I mean, there are places you can go in this world where they wouldn't pass an inspection, but ultimately it doesn't matter.
No, I mean, if the food's good, I don't care what's going on back there, honestly, as long as the food's good and I don't get sick.
Door. No, I do look. I mean, look, they got like 9 blue plates. Cool. This place must be good. 9
blue plates.
Yeah. I'd rather see the good than the bad.
Well, sure, but they don't want to. That's not as interesting. You want to? They'll go behind the kitchen door with there were rat droppings here and roaches over there.
Yeah.
But again, I don't care as long as the food's good.
I mean,
it doesn't matter.
It does.
Spurs.
Summer League tonight. Yeah. All right, good.
Well, Summer League tonight. Spurs have a chance to, knock off one of the undefeated teams.
You know, they get Charlotte, and again, to think Charlotte is undefeated in Summer League, it's what we have right now, so you pay attention. But in the grand scheme, it doesn't matter. And the Spurs told us it doesn't matter when they shut down Dylan Harper after just a couple of games. And now, granted, this Summer League team has been good since they've gotten to Las Vegas. You know, not as great in the California portion of it, but, another test. I find it interesting that they have shut down Dylan Harper after 2 games, but they're continuing to let Carter Bryant play. At some point, I do wonder if, dude, you're not going to find a shot in Las Vegas. Stop. Because how many piss poor shooting games does he have to have before it starts getting into his head? Right?
Maybe it already has.
And I say that in all seriousness. His defense has been great.
Yeah.
He was drafted because of his defensive ability, but at some point his confidence is going to be rattled if it's not already. Now the staff out there probably telling him all the right things and keep shooting, and he has continued to shoot, which tells me he is still at least confident with his shot. And depending on what he does tonight, if he takes 7-8 shots and has another, 1 or 2 for 9 or whatever it's been, and 0 from 3, at least we know he is getting the message to keep shooting. At some point, he's going to see that ball go through the bucket and regain that confidence. But if he plays every Summer League game and it never finds his shot, I just got to believe mentally that's going to be in his head when training camp starts.
Well, I don't think there's any question, and I would propose it might be already. But I'm glad he's still going to be playing. That's a good thing. They shut Dylan Harper down, which is par for the course with the Spurs. They did the same thing with Wemby. So I'm not surprised that they did that with Dylan Harper, although, you say it doesn't matter, and in the big grand scheme of things, it doesn't. But I remember when Becky Hammond coached that Summer League team, man, we were all pulling for her to win that thing.
We were pulling for her,
right?
Because she was a female coach.
Well, because she's Becky Hammond, and she's great.
She's Becky Hammond, and she's a female. Can you name a player that was on that team?
Wasn't Jonathan Simmons on that team?
I have no idea.
I don't remember.
I mean, without Googling, I couldn't even tell you what year that was. Was that 2015?
Fred Villarreal will let us know. He knows all that stuff.
Googles everything, man. He's a master Googler.
He really is. And but I was rooting for her, and everybody was. And when they won the championship, and we didn't hang a banner, thank God. Good for the Spurs not to do that.
No parade.
Well, unlike the Lakers hanging banners for championships that don't matter. So I'm glad we didn't do that. But I remember everybody was excited about that.
But it was because it was Becky, and she was coaching. Can you tell me who the Summer League coach was last year?
No.
2018.
No.
I mean, we only remember that championship because it was Becky Hammond. And I know the Spurs haven't won any other Summer League, but nobody is going to remember. You're not going to be able to go to Academy and buy a Summer League championship shirt. We only remember that one because it was Becky Hammond that was coaching the team. We all loved Becky, still do. And she was female, and she was breaking barriers at the time, and we were all pulling for that. And there's nothing wrong with that, but that is the only reason why any of us remember or talk about that Summer League team.
Because of Becky Hammond.
It wasn't the players on the floor.
Right.
It wasn't, I mean, again, what year was it? It was because it was Becky Hammond.
It was 2015. You were right about that. I'm looking at the write-up. I want to see what Jonathan Simmons was on that
there
team.
You go.
23 points.
Yeah.
He scored in the final game that they beat the Phoenix Suns. And he was the MVP, by the way, of the Summer League that year. Now, see, Jonathan Simmons was a great player for a while, and then he left the Spurs, and I don't know where the hell he is now.
Well, I mean, at this point, I mean, Google could tell you that too. But when you look at tonight's game, it is important because I think with some of the young players, and quite frankly, for the roster players that are still out in Las Vegas, this organization needs to taste winning. And because the roster players the Spurs have right now that have grown with the organization have no idea what it's like to win in the NBA at any level, whether it's Summer League or regular season. I mean, this is a group that hasn't been to the postseason. And so I do think there are some positives about playing in a game like tonight where there will be pressure. We could laugh at that, but those guys that are in that locker room that are trying to win, there is pressure out there they've got a chance to go win something. And if you're a competitor, and they are, if there's a trophy on the line, you've got to play your ass off to go get it. Now, if you lose, you say no big deal. And that's probably the right thing. But if you win it, there is something special about winning, the competitive nature, and knowing they're playing an undefeated team and they still have a chance to win this thing. I do expect to see the intensity level that you would expect for a playoff type of game. And, it's just like hitting that game winner the other day for the nephew, to be in a situation where it's close, draw up the play and knock it down. And you could tell by the celebration that they had how much these games mean to those guys. Might not mean much to us, but those guys certainly do. It means a lot.
Well, there's no question. And look, those guys are excited about tonight's game. You know that they are. They're excited about tonight's game, and they're ready to play and going to get a great effort. And you've got some guys that in Riley Minix and the Chupacabra, Jones Garcia. I mean, those guys are experienced players, and that could make the difference.
Little breaking news out of the NBA. And they say you can't go home again. Dame Lillard going back to Portland. 3 years, $42 million deal with the Blazers for a guy that won't play next year.
Well, it's good
and
for
the
him.
amount of money he got for Milwaukee not to play there.
Yeah, no kidding.
Good for Dame.
Yeah, good for Dame. Hope he recovers, and it's probably good to go home with the Blazers. I don't know what they're going to do or what they're going to be, but they got that big kid from China. Who everybody's really excited about.
Well, I mean, and Portland is one of those teams where there's a lot of questions, and they haven't been good for a while, and for Dame to be able to come back is kind of cool. But also, I look at some of the questions the Spurs have because are they done? Is their roster set? It's interesting when you hear the national types talking about the San Antonio Spurs, because they're still in position to be able to almost do whatever you need to do. On the Hoop Collective podcast deal, Tim Bontemps was talking about some of the questions and possible answers for the Spurs.
Victor is clearly going to be coming in this season expecting to win games. They have the ability to move money around to go add more pieces if they want, if they choose to. Their situation and how they approach this season and what they look like in year 3 with Victor is going to be very interesting on a lot of fronts.
No doubt, on a lot of fronts. And it's going to be interesting to see how they use everybody. A lot of the talk, that was a Hoops Collective podcast that Bontemps was talking about. And they were talking about, again, everybody's talking about the 3 guards, the same guys with Castle and Harper and Fox, and how the Spurs are going to use those guys. And that's a conversation that a lot of people are having. I'm concerned, I won't lie to you, a little bit about De'Aaron Fox and what the Spurs are going to do with him come August 3rd. Do they give him the max deal, or do they try to work something else out that is a shorter term and so they can move on from him if Harper and Castle turn out to be the real deal?
It is such a loaded question because somebody posed to us a question on Twitter. If the Spurs knew they were going to get Dylan Harper, would they have made the De'Aaron Fox trade? And that's fun, I guess, to debate, but kind of a dumb question because they had no idea that they were going to be in line for a Dylan Harper. And when the De'Aaron Fox deal was on the table, you have to make the decision. Nobody has a crystal ball. But one of the reasons why I think the Spurs took Dylan Harper, knowing they would be guard heavy, is the flexibility that they have. They either make the 3 guards work or one of those become expendable and very tradable and would probably return a great deal to San Antonio if you were to part with them. They made the move for De'Aaron Fox. So I would be shocked if he doesn't get the max. I truly believe that was in place the day they made the trade, and the calendar is the only thing that prevented it from already happening. Now, can the Spurs negotiate that down? But if you're De'Aaron Fox, do you sign that or become a unrestricted free agent at the end of next year when there's about 10 teams that are going to have a lot of money? So my guess, the day he's eligible to sign a max, he's going to get the max.
Well, I would imagine so. I mean, it would be kind of silly, I would think. You went out and got him and to not have him as a part of this team. Because, again, I mean, it's such a limited scope that we have with Fox and Wemby together, just the way things worked out. 4, 5, 6 games, whatever they played together. So there's a lot of things that we need to figure out. And I don't know. I hope they give him the max. I'd like to see him stick around a while, but it is a dilemma, that's for sure. We are live at the Lion the Rose, the Dominion location. Come on out and see us for the good happy hour specials. You can register to win Queensryche tickets as well. The voice of the Aggies, Andrew Monaco, he will join us next here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. First of all, let me tell you about my good friends at Stevens Roofing. I love talking about Stevens Roofing. They are the greatest folks in the world, local company, family-owned company, and I love talking about them. I really do. They do things right. They're absolutely the best in the business. I know this because they've been in business here in San Antonio and South Texas for so long. They've got a long, long list of satisfied customers, and now is the time. Before we start heading into the fall and winter seasons, and as the weather gets hotter, and you know it's going to, we are just in middle of July. We got a lot of hot weather ahead. Call Stevens Roofing at 210-785-0994 or visit them at stevensroofing.net. Have them send an experienced crew out to you to double check your roof. They'll inspect it. They'll make sure it's sealed. They'll make sure it's secure. They'll make sure it's energy efficient. All of that, so you'll have the peace of mind knowing you're protected for the long haul. They'll let you know if they find a problem or if they don't find a problem. You're under no obligation, but you want to use the best if you need some work done, and Stevens Roofing and Solar is certainly the best. So why don't you give them a call? It doesn't matter what kind of roof you have. If you have a metal roof, a composition roof. If you've got a commercial project that you need something done, they can handle that as well. They cover all the bases. Stevens Roofing and Solar, the absolute best in the business. Give them a call, 210-785-0994.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Friday on the Morning Huddle, we made it. We'll see if the Spurs made the playoffs. And Texas State, what are the Bobcats trying to hide about this Pac-12 deal? We'll talk about it. Don't be late. Party starts at 6.
It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Morning 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting great candidates? Well, they're not hard to find when you go to ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. People who are actively looking for jobs like yours. So it's easy to find the right person fast. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
This is a special notice to U.S. taxpayers owing $10,000 or more to the IRS. Tax Relief Advocates is urgently notifying taxpayers that tax relief initiatives are now available that may significantly reduce or eliminate what you owe. If you're afraid of an IRS lien, levy, or wage garnishment, don't lose hope. You can now take advantage of these current relief programs to end all collections, reduce the amount you owe, and resolve your tax problem. Even if you have years of unfiled tax returns or are already in a payment plan, you may still qualify for significant relief. Struggling taxpayers can now get relief they need during these hard economic times. A hotline has been established by Tax Relief Advocates for you to call and see what you qualify for. They are A+ rated with the BBB and have over 1,000 5-star reviews. Don't wait. Call 800-575-7147. 800-575-7147. That's 800-575-7147 or simply visit TRA.com.
Must qualify for enrollment. Results may vary.
Making an Impact, sponsored by Granger. Calvin Goddard has spent his life spreading kindness to strangers. He didn't know his gift would inspire a grieving widow.
You could do something for somebody or talk to someone and you could change the whole situation.
He's just an amazing man. Just an amazing man. If he can do this, I can do this.
For the ones who get it done, Granger offers the professional-grade products you need, delivered when and where you need them. Call clickgranger.com or just stop by.
Transform your water with Connecticut. For a limited time, receive a free reverse osmosis drinking station, $400 off with a trade-in, and 0% interest for 12 months with approved credit. Don't wait. The offer ends soon. Call Connecticut today.
Since 1993, Thomas J. Henry dedicated himself to building a firm that injured clients can trust and respect. A firm backed by a track record of success and a commitment to our clients. If you've been injured, trust Thomas J. Henry. San Antonio, Texas.
School's out, summer's in, and that vacation countdown is officially on. But what about your four-legged MVP? Bluebonnet Pumpkin Biscuit in Selma has your furry family member covered. Daycare, boarding, grooming, and training, they've got it all. They're built for your pet's health, happiness, and tail-wagging good times. If you're in the military, your teacher, or your first responder, they've got barking good exclusive discounts. So go ahead, book that trip, hit the beach, crush your summer plans. Bluebonnet Pumpkin Biscuit has your pet in good hands. Because home away from home isn't just for humans. Bluebonnet Pumpkin Biscuits in Selma.
All right, Takis fans, Wendy's knows you love your Takis Fuego chips. So we thought, why not make a Takis Fuego meal with a Takis Fuego chicken sandwich with spicy chicken topped with crushed Takis Fuego chips and creamy corn spread. Plus, it comes with Fuego fries inspired by Takis and a bag of Takis Fuego chips. If we had any more heat, we might start an actual... I told him this would happen. For an intense new take on Takis chips, gotta be Wendy's.
Limited time only at participating U.S. Wendy's. Includes 1 ounce Takis Fuego chips while supplies last. Takis and Fuego trademarks are used under license.
With Progressive's Name Your Price tool, you get coverage options based on how much you want to pay for car insurance. And then you decide how to spend the rest of your money because you're in charge. Today, you're going to pay down your credit card bill. But you decide when you'll pay it. Before the due date, so those interest charges don't get you. But you decide if you pay it in full. But you definitely should because, again, interest charges. With in charge. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Not available in all states. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
Hope you're having a great Thursday, everybody. This is the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, live at the Lion and Rose, the Dominion location. But a lot happening out in Atlanta, and today was Texas A&M Day at the SEC Media Days.
It certainly was. So let's go straight to the voice of the Aggies, Andrew Monaco, joining us on the Buyers Barricades guest line. Andrew, you know, it's talking season. Media Days, kind of the unofficial start to the NFL season. And one of the things that Mike Elko said today, and he, in a lot of ways, Andrew, answered a question that I've had all offseason, and that's the excitement level for quarterback Marcel Reed. I honestly thought with the available funds there at Texas A&M that they might chase one of those quarterbacks, and he said they're very comfortable with Marcel Reed, and they're expecting him to make that big jump.
Yeah, Mike has said that he understands now what it takes to be a starting quarterback in the SEC, and I guess sometimes we lose sight about that fact. I give the kid a lot of credit. I call everybody kid when they're younger than me, but I give him a ton of credit because when he came in, he elevated himself from that true freshman coming out of Tennessee. Now, look, he's athletic as heck. That we always knew that. And he rose through the ranks that freshman year. He didn't get a chance to play, but I remember that the coaches, they were raving about him. And you wonder, okay, it's hard to get a lot of snaps when you're doing that. I think a lot of people were surprised that when Connor Wigman was injured last year, that it wasn't Jalen Henderson, it was Marcel Reed. Again, what's that work that you're going to do in the offseason? He was thrust in the Texas Bowl after one play, not a starter, but you have to play like a starter. He's thrust into a road game last year at Florida to start the SEC. Now he gets everything that goes with being QB1. Leadership, maturity, how you act on and off the field. You have to talk to other players about Marcel Reed, and they love hearing his voice in the huddle. They love what he has done off the field. That's why Mike Elko is so excited. Look, you know that it's always going to be an arms race every season. You're going to have to compete for that job, whether it's going to be a transfer, whether it's someone who's already in your program. And that's what I think Marcel Reed's able to do. And then I think that translates onto the field, the ups and the downs. This is a kid who doesn't just say, okay, I'm QB1, everything's going to be good. This kid wants to win. I think that's why he's so excited, and he's got a lot of experience under his belt.
You know, Andrew, when I look at Marcel Reed, and Mike Elko said today that he's bulked up a little bit. He's added some muscle and just gotten stronger a little bit. When you see a guy like Marcel Reed, who was able in high school to do whatever he wanted to do with that athletic ability, and now you come into college and you've got to know when to use that athletic ability and know when to throw the football and stay in the pocket. To me, that seemed to be the hardest thing for Marcel Reed to learn, and Mike Elko seems comfortable that he's done that.
Yeah, when the pocket broke down, Joe, the first thing he did as a young quarterback was run, because he was always able to escape, and those were big gains. He had to learn to trust his eyes and look downfield at the receivers. Now, the one thing that Marcel, he's done that very well. You could actually see as the season went on, the progressions. I think he had to put that weight on. If you're going to run, you're going to get hit. And let's be honest, guys, with more guys staying now in college or making that, you're getting hit by not only 18 and 19, but sometimes 22 and 23-year-old guys. You got to be able to absorb that hit, and you have to be tough. One thing that I love that Marcel did, and this is what I think Texas A&M did this offseason, I think they elevated their receiving game that now it is SEC ready. I really don't mean that against the guys who were here, but I don't think it was all SEC talent on the outsides or even at tight end. I think they have absolutely upgraded that. And Marcel Reed is a big reason why Casey Concepcion is here, a big reason why Mario Craver is here, Amari Nyblack is here. He was part of that recruiting. He wants that talent around him. He's the one who's going to be throwing to these guys. And I think that starts that camaraderie. I think that starts that, I want to see KC go to that line of scrimmage and kind of just raise that eyebrow to Marcel saying, hey, I'm open, get me the ball. That's what I'm excited about seeing this fall.
Well, and again, everybody wants to talk about the quarterback. Everybody.
Yeah.
You look at the weapons around him, from the running game to the wide receivers. When you've been around this offseason, or the coaches' nights that you're doing with Mike Elko, in fact, in San Antonio this Monday night, who are some of the players that Mike Elko seems to be really high on that maybe most fans aren't totally aware of yet?
I'm going to start with who they are aware of. To bring every running back is important, and that's led by Le'Veon Moss, whose loss last year when he got injured at South Carolina hurt more than I think we realized. And again, Reuben Owens being healthy, Le'Veon Moss, Amari Daniels coming back for another year, E.J. Smith being healthy. I think to have that kind of experience. Look, we've talked, you guys know, me, I'm the broken record, right? I don't care how talented you are at the skill positions. You don't have anybody to block. They bring the entire offensive line back. I think that's important. To not lose Trey Zune at left tackle is huge. There were guys, and this is where NIL comes into play. I don't think it's just the pay for play. When you had guys who could be middle to late round NFL picks, do you go to the NFL or do you come back for one more season? I think you had a lot of guys on that offensive line who did that. That player retention, I think, is also important. And looking back to even when, like when Mike was the DC, you didn't see a lot of guys transferring out of A&M. And I know it was a little bit of a different time, but he didn't lose a lot of players from Duke either. I think these guys want to play for him and the staff that he has. I think that offensive line is going to be huge. No mistake that Armaje Reed-Adams was one of those guys who went to SEC Media Days in Atlanta. And I think they actually looked at this team and said, okay, where are we deficient? And we've got to get better. They weren't going to say, oh, well, you know what? We got off to a 7-1 start. That's good enough. No, it was the stretch that was disappointing. To be able to have Torian York and Solomon DeShields or Scooby Williams, come back at linebacker is big. Will Lee coming back on the back end who can shut down one side of the field. Julian Humphrey coming in is someone that we've not talked about on that back end. The back end for the Aggies, I think, is better than it has been. Tyreek Chappelle coming back from injury. This was a kid who, look, I got to tell you, he was without a team when he went into the portal, wanted to come back to A&M. Mike Elko didn't guarantee him a thing. Not a spot, not a scholarship, no NIL money. He had to earn it all. And he earned everything and then tore the ACL. But if the back end's going to be good, that D-line has to be good. I think Cassius Howe's going to be a star, guys. I really do. And to have him come back, I think will be big. And I've learned in the last couple of years, if you don't have those guys in the middle of that D-line, Albert Regis coming back and with the experience, I think will mean an awful lot for Texas A&M. I'm excited about who they brought in, but I think I'm even more excited about the player retention for Texas A&M because they've been through it, the highs, the lows, a little bit of a chip on their shoulder. They're going to be a little bit of an underdog. Now the next step for this team is, okay, if you get into the top 10 again, how are you going to play? How are you going to play on the road with that low number by your name? They've got to learn to do that and win consistently. That will be another step for this team.
Visiting with Andrew Monaco, the voice of the Texas A&M Aggies. And Andrew, I look at SEC Media Days and all the talk is about Texas and Arch Manning or the Georgia Bulldogs. I hear Alabama being talked about. You don't hear a lot about Texas A&M. And Laura Rutledge was saying, you better not sleep on these guys. I think everybody's overlooking them. Do you think that's a possibility that the Aggies could surprise a lot of folks and come out of nowhere?
I do. But, and Joe, as I say this, I want to be Georgia. I want to be Alabama. I want to be talked about every year and have the success that Kirby Smart has built there and what Nick Saban has left for Kalen DeBoer at Alabama. I think Mike Elko can get that team there. How do you get there? You can't just say, okay, we're here. You've got to earn it. This team has had glimpses. It has had opportunities to do that. They seized on some of them, but not all of them. You've got to earn that right to be talked like that. Again, I totally get underdog you. I get that. At some point, you've got to be the favorite. How do you turn that so that, I want people to be tired about talking about we're talking about the Aggies all the time. Just like all those schools and those players that you named. You want that. You crave that. I think that's where Mike is trying to go with this program. Now, for the position they're in, yeah, I think it could. Once again, it's going to be another early season non-conference test. I was in Mike's office last year, and it made me chuckle, and we were doing something. I think we were recording some spots, And the first game, as you remember last year, was Notre Dame. And he said, Andrew, I've already told my coaches that if we win, we're dark horse national champion contenders. And if we lose, Elko can't do it. Fire him, fire the staff. That's the world we live in now, right? Well, that's going to happen week 3 again, right? Week 3, this time Texas A&M is going to have to go on the road. That's going to be one of those tests that they're going to have to pass. They passed some of them last year. And you know what, November, they failed some of those tests. They've got to turn that around. So to be 7-1, can you finish 10-2? Can you make your way into that playoff? Then can you do that year after year after year? That's what he's building for. I think they can turn some heads. Again, I like the experience. I like the age. Not going to lie. With experience comes, you have older players who understand. I like the maturity. And I think in 2025, with NIL and transfer, keeping guys together, but having older players, I'll go to another sport. The Auburn Tigers in basketball had an average age older than NBA champion Oklahoma City Thunder. And I know Auburn didn't win it. I know Florida did. But there's a reason why Janai Broome and that team was number 1 for a lot of the year. I think that experience can be the difference in the course of a season. And as rugged as the SEC is, I like having that maturity of know how to handle your body after a week, how to handle a bye week, how to prepare. I think that's what might help pay off for this team.
The voice of the Aggies, Andrew Monaco, joining us here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. And Andrew, for those listening carefully, they just heard an example of why you are at the best. I won't bring up who you mentioned or didn't mention as who you want to be, but I heard what you did not say. Well played, my friend. Very well played, my friend. Now, when you look at the schedule this year, Joe and I were talking about it earlier. A&M should be favored in the majority of the games, maybe 3 or 4 where A&M will be the underdogs, and you got to win one of those games. I remember looking at Dave Campbell's Texas Football Magazine. The upset game that they have for the Aggies is knocking off Notre Dame at Notre Dame on September 13th. And I know you got that early test with UTSA, but and to not look ahead to Notre Dame. That's Mike Elko's job, but how upsettable of a game is that, if that's proper English?
Yeah, we're allowed to make up words in our business.
Why not?
I think what might get flipped this year, and I know there's a lot of talent, is Riley Leonard was such a good leader for Notre Dame last year, and that paid off. I think Jeremiah Love is also back, but I think you look at those lines of scrimmage and that offensive line being back for Texas A&M and those running backs, like the venue will be new, but the expectation, it's still that big matchup. And I wonder if A&M gets a little more of that experience that Marcus Freeman brought with his team last year. Look, I thought last year what was so impressive about Notre Dame was Al Golden's defense. I think 10 players came back on that defense. That was a big reason. That was a good defense all year, by the way. I think the Aggies might be able to flip that and be a tad more experienced than Notre Dame, who's going to have to fill in some positions on both sides of the football. I forgot to mention, you got every special teamer coming back for Texas A&M as well. I think that's important, for that. I wonder if that experience is where that upset can come, because Notre Dame will be home and should be. The games that I look at, like A&M's going to go to Arkansas for the first time in over a decade, if I'm not mistaken.
Wow.
That game's not in Arlington any longer. That's going to be one of those tests. Florida at the end of the year, even though that's home, going to be a test. What's Auburn going to be like with a brand new quarterback that you're going to see? They had no success against South Carolina last year on the road. Lenora Sellers is now a year more experienced. Is he going to see? That's where I think there's a lot of these tests that come up. But to your point, yes, UTSA is first, and yes, Utah State second. As fans, there's certain games that we circle. Notre Dame is one of them. It's going to be one of the marquee games on that entire weekend, and It's going to be something that can set the tone, early season tone setter for having your name as one of those 12, 14, 16. How many playoff teams do we have now? You want to be one of those teams at the end of the season.
Andrew, I've got to ask you, and Mike Elko was asked about this today, Shamar Stewart. I know he's been hanging around Texas A&M, and he's been working out there, and there was some speculation that it might be something he might try to play again. Mike Elko said absolutely not. That's not going to happen. But when you look at a kid like this, and obviously the contracts in the NFL are what they are, it's kind of a sad story in my mind, and I'm not sure really what to make of Shamar Stewart. What kind of a guy is he?
I like Shamar, and I was really excited that Cincinnati picked him. And it is this clause in that contract. If I'm not mistaken, he loses all guaranteed money if something happens this year, if he should get injured. And I see the trepidation, and I also see what Cincinnati wants to do. Look, Deshaun Watson ruined a lot for not just the Cleveland Browns, but the entire NFL. And you're seeing some pushback by owners and teams to have all guaranteed money. That was, again, that affects all 31 other teams, not just Cleveland in the NFL. Cincinnati has gotten away with this, I think, with some of their first-round picks in the past. My initial thought is, man, there's no way he's going to be able to come back. But the more I think about it, what if someone challenged this and sent it to court? And I say this only not because it's Shamar coming to A&M. He already has an agent. You're allowed to have an agent in college. That used to be in the past. Well, if you have an agent, you can't come back to school. But you can have an agent now, and that's fine, and they can cut your NIL deals. Hasn't signed, so he's not an NFL player. In the past, we've seen in the past couple of years, you can put your name in the draft and take it out. I'm wondering if it all gets nullified because he was picked and the rights are Cincinnati's. But Joe, did you think that Judge Wilkin would say what she said for NIL in the House settlement? Did you think that Diego Pavia would get a 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th year in college football? I wonder if it gets challenged, if guys like Shamar Stewart will be able to come back. What he's a South Florida kid. He played just outside Miami. A freak athletically. And what Shamar had to learn was when he played with all these other guys on the line when he was younger, McKinley Jackson was getting all the attention. Shamar was now getting the attention this past season for him. He wasn't going one-on-one. You knew that you had to stop number 4 there on that defensive line, and it took him a while. He reminded me an awful lot like, at the time, Justin Madubuike, who's now Nnamdi Madubuike with the Baltimore Ravens. Madubuike had trouble because he was drawing all the attention. It used to be Bobby Brown. It used to be DeMarvin Leal. Now it was Madubuike there. What was he going to do? And he learned that he along with Terry Price was like, okay, this is what you're going to have to do. I think Shamar was doing a little about that. We were talking about, it's one thing if you have no idea who he is and then all the attention. When you're at the top of the scouting report, you have to adjust your game. And you could see Shamar doing that. I think the upsetting part was, at South Carolina, this is a guy who's getting to the quarterback who didn't bring the quarterback down. Like, that game's completely different if Shamar gets a couple of those sacks early, but he didn't. And it was momentum for South Carolina. Those were the things that I think Shamar had to learn. This is a kid, I think he's trying to protect themselves. I see Cincinnati trying to protect themselves. My understanding is he's working out here in College Station. But I think he would have to challenge the rules to be able to play back in the NCAA.
And I think, how the court rulings have gone, he would be allowed, but it wouldn't solve his problem because, as I was reading about it from a lawyer perspective, the Cincinnati Bengals have his rights through next draft. So,
this isn't like baseball. Like, if you don't sign, you're eligible to go back in the draft. There's a certain date in baseball that MLB teams no longer have your draft rights. Jason, I think you're absolutely correct. In fact, I believe you're correct in that Cincinnati keeps those rights. He's not getting out of a problem. He would go back into that same problem. So if that clause in the contract is bothering you now, it's probably still going to bother you in 2026.
but he would make some money in the meantime.
NIL money.
Yeah.
It's not like he would sit out for free. So we'll see. Andrew Monaco, the voice of the Aggies. I would say let's promote Aggie Night Monday in San Antonio with Mike Elko, but it's sold out.
Of course it is.
Jason, I'm working for you.
I got you.
You're about to get a text. I'm hoping to see you on Monday.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to the text. We will see. Andrew, enjoy your weekend. We'll see you in San Antonio Monday night, my friend.
Pleasure, my friend. Thank you.
Andrew Monaco, the voice of the Aggies on the Buyers Barricades guest line, where they provide traffic control, rental, and sales for San Antonio and beyond, online at buyersbarricades.com.
Love Andrew Monaco. He is great. And again, he will join us once the season begins, as he does on a weekly basis, to keep us updated on what's happening with Aggie football. In the meantime, we're at the Lion and the Rose, the Dominion location, and you need to be here as well. Look, it's 5 o'clock. A bunch of you are getting off work. Point your car this direction. All you do is come down I-10, you exit Dominion Drive, stay on the access road, and you are golden. $2.50 drafts, $5 wells, $5 appetizers.
And you say point your car. If you've got two wheels, get out here because it is bike night here at Lion and Rose. Everything gets underway with that at 6 o'clock. So Javelina Harley-Davidson is doing a big event. So, if you got two wheels, definitely head this way.
2 wheels is good. 4 wheels is good. If you got a unicycle, head this way. Whatever you got.
Panda?
Just exactly. Bring your plates. All of that is good. But that's where we are, of course, broadcasting here until 6 o'clock. Micah Parsons, boy, he's got to be a happy camper today. We'll tell you why and what he has to say about his contract negotiations when we continue on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
When you need an electrician, Hill Electric is available for both residential and commercial needs. Now, I've used Hill Electric for a variety of projects at my house through the years, and in the last week or so, an emergency situation when I had a chandelier fall. Yeah, it's electricity. I ain't calling a handyman. I'm calling the best electrician company in the city to come out and fix it. And they did a great job with that because that is what they do. For well over 3 decades, the family-owned Hill Electric has served San Antonio homes and businesses. And, what's great about Hill Electric, they've got the right service for you. They got the right price. They're the best at what they do. Never a service charge, always free estimates. So it costs you absolutely nothing to figure out what it will take to get a project done. Call Hill Electric, 210-404-9074, 404-9074, or hill-electric.com.
You're locked on the Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons 2 to 6, KTFM Floresville, and everywhere at sasportstar.com.
Take a swing at picking baseball this season on Underdog. Hi, Jason Minix here from the Blitz. Underdog is a leading place to make all your sports picks. Millions of fans have won billions making picks on Underdog. Will you be next? It is easy and fun to do. I love playing the pick'em game on Underdog. All you have to do is download the Underdog app and choose whether a player will go higher or lower on one of their stats. You can choose from things like home runs, strikeouts, total bases, and so much more. And you can play for as little as $1. So download the Underdog app. Sign up now with promo code STAR to unlock a special offer of up to $1,000 in bonus cash when you make your first deposit. Again, use my promo code STAR when you sign up at Underdog. Must be 18 plus and present in Texas. Terms apply. See underdogfantasy.com/web/deposit-match-terms. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org.
Circa Million and Circa Survivor are back with a massive $21 million in guaranteed prizes. Circa Million, pick 5 games against the spread each week. 126 ways to win with $6 million guaranteed. Circa Survivor, 1 pick a week, no point spread. Last the longest to win it all. $15 million guaranteed. Enter in Nevada, play from anywhere. $21 million guaranteed. Visit circasports.com for details.
Looking for a place with character, cold drinks, and real Texas charm? Pull up a chair at the Lion and Rose in the Dominion. This local favorite, run by the Tharp family, serves up Southern hospitality, military pride, and seriously good food. Happy hour daily from 3 till 7 p.m. with $2.50 drafts, select wine, wells, and mimosas. Plus, tasty bites from just $5. Big screens, bold flavors, and a patio made for post-game hangs. Now open at 23330 West I-10. The Lion and Rose.
Hi, Zoe Saldana. Welcome to T-Mobile. Here's your new iPhone 16 Pro on us.
Thanks. And here's my old phone to trade in.
You don't need a trade-in. When you switch to T-Mobile, we'll give you a new iPhone 16 Pro. Plus, we'll help you pay off your old phone up to $800, and you still get to keep it.
There's always a trade-in.
Not right now at T-Mobile.
I feel like I have to give you something in return for karma.
That's okay.
I don't really have much in my purse. Oh, let's see. Hand sanitizer. It's lavender.
I'm good. Seriously.
Let me check this pocket. Oh, mints?
Really, I'm fine.
Oh, I have raisins. I'm a mom. Wait 1 sec. I've got cupcakes in the car.
It's our best iPhone offer ever. Switch to T-Mobile. Get a new iPhone 16 Pro with Apple Intelligence on us. No trade-in needed. We'll even pay off your phone up to $800.
With 24 monthly bill credits, new line $100 plus a month and experience beyond finance agreement $999.99 and qualifying for it. For well qualified plus tax and $10 connection charge. Pay off via virtual prepaid card below 15 days. Credits end and balance due if you pay off early or cancel. See T-Mobile.com.
If you need to hire, it seems like the whole process can be exhausting. You search resumes, wait for the right candidates to apply, set up initial interviews. It's a lot of time and work. Well, what if you could meet with qualified candidates for your job the very next day? Now you can with Zip Intro from ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Zip Intro is super easy to use. You simply pick a time, and it does all the work of finding and scheduling qualified candidates for you. Then you can choose who you want to talk to and meet with great people on back-to-back video calls as soon as the next day. Best of all, you save time and energy.
Try Zip Intro for free right now at this exclusive web address, ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Zip Intro. Post jobs today, talk to qualified candidates tomorrow. Once again, go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio to try it for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
San Antonio's Sports Center.
San Antonio Spurs return to action tonight in the Las Vegas Summer League. They will take on the Charlotte Hornets. 6 o'clock tip-off out there in Vegas. It is a battle of 3-0 teams. They will be doing so without number 2 overall pick Dylan Harper. He's been shut down for the rest of the Summer League. WNBA star Caitlin Clark will not participate in any of the WNBA All-Star festivities this weekend. She suffered a groin injury on Tuesday.
Sports Center is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the third time in 7 seasons the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Well, happy Thursday, everybody. Hope you're having a great Thursday. And if you're getting off work right now, congratulations. You made it, and Friday is just about here. This is the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I'm Joe Reinagel. Jason Minix is here. James Pledger back in his glass box of fun. We are live at the Lion and Rose, the Dominion location, and their happy hour is going on as we speak. $2.50 draft beer, $5 wells, $5 appetizers. And it is bike night. I just saw a dude with a Harley-Davidson jacket walk in.
Yeah.
How about that?
I mean, typically you're going to see guys on bikes in their leather.
Well, he didn't bring his bike in. He just had the leather on.
Oh, but, I mean, they're going to have their leather on. And I'm sure the bike is outside.
I don't know that. I can't see it. But I would imagine. I mean, use your imagination.
I don't know if he rolled up in his new Kia wearing his Harley leather.
Maybe he did.
I mean, it's possible.
You know, just to look cool, wearing his Harley jacket.
You know, let's bring the car out to bike night. I mean.
Well, look, dude, we're here. It's bike night. I don't have a bike. Do you?
No.
Oh, there you go. So you can still come even if you don't have a bike.
But if you're going to wear the leather, you probably have.
Especially when it's about 100 degrees outside.
Well, that's it. Like my brother's a biker, and I sometimes question him. Well, not sometimes.
Sometimes, all the time.
I mean, you bet, my brother. And my brother, he's older. Not near as successful as J.J. Watt's younger brother. Did you see this tweet that's rolling around? I mean, remember when J.J. was signing for all that money? I mean, this tweet, in a lot of ways, just says it all. J.J. Watt, his 12-year NFL career, his career earnings, $129.7 million. TJ's extension, 3 years, $123 million. And as JJ tweeted, I swear if this guy ever lets me begin to reach my wallet at dinner. I mean, and again, timing is everything. As a little brother, I'm happy as hell for TJ Watt that he got paid, but I'm probably not near as happy as one Micah Parsons, because TJ, at least for the next 15, 20 minutes, will be able to say he's the highest paid non-quarterback. And you see this contract that TJ Watt got today, 3 years, and 108 of that is guaranteed money. And, Micah Parsons is probably happier than TJ, because if I'm Micah Parsons, man, I go all Jerry Maguire. I get on the phone like old Rod Tidwell did in that movie.
You just tell me, what can I do for you?
It's a very personal, very important thing. Hell, it's a family motto. Are you ready, Jerry?
I'm ready.
Just want to make sure you're ready, brother. Here it is. Show me the money.
I took a loss over floss, but still got a knock.
Money! Jerry, does that make you feel good just to say that? Say it with me one time, Jerry.
No, show you the money.
That's not so good. Show me the money.
Show me the money.
Yeah! Louder!
Show me the money.
That's it, brother, but you got to yell that.
Show me the money.
Jerry, you better yell. Show me the money! Show me the money! You love this black man! I love black people! I love black people! Who's the mother Jerry? You, my mother. What you gonna do, Jerry? Show me the money!
Yeah. I mean, if I'm Micah, that's the call I'm making. All right, TJ's done. I'm next.
Jerry, show me the money.
And Micah Parsons has said all the right things. He has said, he talked about it this week at his high school camp up in Pennsylvania. I know I'm going to get mine. He doesn't seem overly worried about will he get paid. It's when he gets paid. He doesn't seem, although you can take it as he seems a little frustrated or salty. And on the Undertaker podcast, he did say he doesn't understand why Jerry makes you squirm.
I would never understand it. We wanted to do the contract last year. They're just kind of like, we want to do Dak and CD, and then you go out there, perform again, and then you would think like, all right, we'll get it done early. We know there's some guys that's about to get ready to get repaid, like Miles, Max is going. So you would think like, hey, let's get ahead of that. You know what I mean? I just never understand, when guys come into the league and they're consistent and they, they perform well, why they got such an urge. But then there's guys that just have one good year or maybe 2 good years, and it's just like they get it right away. And now, even now, you got TJ and Max and all these other guys that's getting paid, and you can't want us to take less because you just decided to wait,
Yeah.
I wonder what the reaction was. Or do you think Jerry, Steven, they knew this was coming?
They knew it was coming.
They knew it was coming?
They knew it was coming. And honestly, Jerry said a lot with the Dak deal especially. It takes two sides. And maybe, even though Parsons is saying this isn't the case, but maybe the Parsons camp, David Mulligetta, was waiting to let TJ get his because we're going to get more than that. The one thing, though, that for Cowboy fans, though he doesn't have the deal, Micah did say he will report to camp and gave some really, really great reasons why.
First, to win a Super Bowl, like, I need to bond with these guys. Like, I need to be around these guys. Like, even from, it's just so much more that goes into a leadership aspect.
Mm-hmm.
And I just feel like it's my year to be a leader. And I don't want to be like my first year to be a leader. I'm gone for 3-4 months.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'm gone for weeks at a time, or I'm not present. So I want to be as present as possible. And, the guys understand the contract situation. Everyone knows about that stuff. But You know what I mean? I just want to be there. I need to gel with these guys. Like, I need to build this camaraderie so we can win the Super Bowl. Even if ownership view it differently, but we need to be there, bro. Yeah. I like we hated that we missed CD Lamb all last camp. And CD even tell you himself, like, it's hard coming back after missing time. Like, so, I don't want that for myself.
He doesn't. He'll be there. And look, I just can't imagine. Now, there's nobody else because Trey Hendrickson's not going to make more than T.J. Watt got signed for today. And Aiden Hutchinson, I'm not sure he gets paid this year. It may be next year before he gets paid. But there's nobody else left. So there's really nothing else to wait for unless Jerry just likes the publicity, continues to want people to talk about it, just needs to get this thing done and get it over with so everybody goes to training camp ready to roll.
It wasn't that long ago where we were talking about, 34, 36.
Yep.
Now the floor is 42.
Yeah.
And look, Jerry can say, and he's accurate, Micah's under contract.
True.
And the Cowboys do have the ability to use the franchise tag a couple of times.
Wouldn't that be fun?
Oh, but and if he did, and let's say he makes Micah play this year without a new deal and then tags him. And when they finally get the deal done, what is it going to be? 48, 50? I mean, Jerry waits and it costs him more money. I mean, time after time, example after example. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Jerry seemingly, and again, Jerry thinks he's doing it the right way. Jerry somehow thinks he won that Dak deal. I mean, and he does. When you listen to Jerry, he thinks, well, he got the 6 years because 2 were on the tag. All right, cool. You didn't win that deal.
No, he didn't win that deal. Not at all did he win that deal. It'll be interesting to see how long this thing will play out and what happens. I tell you what, as a talk show host, I would love for Jerry to slap the franchise tag on Micah Parsons.
Well, next offseason?
No.
Well, he can't.
Yeah,
this
well,
year.
next offseason.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be fun?
I mean, sure. Content. I mean, but, we'll have Tyler Smith to talk about next year. He'll be the one twisting in the wind.
This is fun. That's why I love covering the Dallas Cowboys, man. I love covering the Houston Texans, too.
Do you?
And we do that. Well, sometimes. When John McClain is on, yes, I do. And the General John McClain will join us next year on the Blitz. We are live at Lion and Rose, 45 minutes or so left in our broadcast. It is bike night. Happy hours going on. All kinds of good stuff. Point your car this way, your bike this way, whatever you've got. The Dominion location is where we are. The General, John McClain, coming up next here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
And talking about all this money that TJ got today and that Micah is going to get. You want to add to your wallet, you can do that playing the Pick'em game on Underdog. Take a swing at picking baseball. I mean, look, we're a while from football, so pick baseball. It's easy to do. All you got to do on your Pick'em entry is go higher or lower on predicted stats. Home runs, strikeouts, total bases, that sort of thing. And millions of fans have won billions of dollars on Underdog, one of the leading sports apps out there. And you can play for as little as $1. So go download the Underdog app. Sign up with promo code STAR to unlock a special offer of up to $1,000 in bonus cash when you make your first deposit. Again, promo code STAR at Underdog.
Must be 18 plus and present in Texas. Terms apply. See underdogfantasy.com/web/deposit-match-terms. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org.
The Morning Huddle.
You get the last night with your celly named Big John.
No. When you're on death row, you don't have a celly.
Death by Bunga Bunga.
No. Well, unless that's how you killed someone.
You don't want to go by Bunga Bunga.
If you killed someone by Bunga Bunga, that's how you should have to go.
Right. Yeah. That's where Big John comes in.
That's right.
Death by Bunga Bunga.
The Morning Huddle with AJ and Rob. Weekday mornings 6 to 10. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
The John Clay Wolf Show. Here's what's going on in the Wolf Pack.
Satan, are you there?
Yeah.
So, you did the Metallica backwards lyrics.
Yeah.
Did you do Missy's backwards lyrics?
She and I were talking, just hanging, keeping it real.
Keeping it real, huh?
I said, you should put a backwards message in there. And she asked me, is that really going to work? I said, show.
The John Clay Wolf Show.
Catch the John Clay Wolf Show Saturdays from 9 a.m. to noon right here on San Antonio Sports Star.
The Lion and Rose at the Dominion, your daily happy hour spot from 3 till 7 p.m. 250 drafts, wine, wells, and bites from just $5. Big screens, bold flavors, and a patio made for post-game hangs. Lion and Rose at 23330 West I-10.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-499-9102. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-499-9102. That's 800-499-9102. Tax Relief Advocates, real solutions for real people.
This is an important notice to all U.S. taxpayers. The IRS is giving away billions of dollars in tax savings through a federal program called the Fresh Start Initiative to aid delinquent taxpayers. This initiative was established for anyone facing financial hardship and unable to pay their back taxes. Qualifying and enrolling in this program will stop all collections, settle your delinquent tax problem, and even reduce what you owe by thousands of dollars. Call the hotline at People's Tax Relief to see if you qualify and get this free information by dialing 800-924-7415. If you have unfiled tax returns or cannot afford to pay your personal or business back taxes, you can now get the help you need. One simple phone call can resolve your tax problem and save you thousands of dollars. To see if you qualify and to get this important free information, call 800-924-7415. 800-924-7415. 800-924-7415.
If you've got a gas-powered engine, keep it running like new at every fill-up. Stable in-season protection is your engine's preventative medicine, cleaning and protecting the entire fuel system in season. In outdoor power equipment, prevent gum and varnish buildup that could cause a rough or non-running engine. For cars and trucks, increase fuel efficiency and power by removing deposits, ensuring your engine's long-term health. Stable outperforms the competition in independent lab testing. So at every fill-up, start with Stable.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
You know, the Roo Pub is proven to be the best place to watch games with those 3 massive 170-inch screens and TVs all around. All the games, all the fights, and when you show up at the Roo Pub, show up hungry. The food is fantastic. Open daily at 11. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and the best place to watch a game. Just down from the Big Blind, right next to the Angry Elephant. The Roo Pub, 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
Mike Rowe here with a quick question. Is your concrete sinking? Whether it's your driveway, sidewalk, or patio, those uneven surfaces are not just ugly, they're dangerous. That's where Groundworks comes in. They use state-of-the-art concrete lifting solutions to prevent tripping hazards, and they're the best at what they do. Schedule your free inspection at groundworks.com/row.
Groundworks is the official foundation repair company of Texas Athletics. Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
Live at the Lion and Rose, the Dominion location. That's where we are. This is the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Get on out here. It's bike night. It's happy hour. It's all the good stuff that you need. Lion and Rose Dominion location.
And the great stuff now with John McClain, the general. Joining us here on the Buyers Barricades guest line, he's Joe. I'm Jason, the Blitz on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. Kind of Texans related, John. JJ's little brother got paid big today, and I love JJ's tweet. He better not ever ask me to reach for my wallet again.
I believe that TJ will be the highest paid for until Micah Parsons signs his deal. Here's another example of the boneheadedness of the Cowboys negotiations. If you go back last year and signed Parsons, think of how much cheaper it would have been. But by Jerry and Stephen waiting so long, the price of business just keeps going up. And Micah Parsons was happier than anybody outside of Pittsburgh today because he knows he's going to get more. So that it just, I would love to see somebody ask, Jerry, why do you do negotiations the way you do when it's proven it would save you money if you just did them when you should?
Well, I tell you, John,
response would be.
Well, I don't know what his response would be. And Jerry, you never know. But, I mean, his history is such that this is the way he does it. Cost him more with Dak Prescott, cost him more with C.D. Lamb last year. Now it's going to cost him more with Micah Parsons. And we can't make heads or tails out of it, and we try. We try very hard. But the Houston Texans are going to be in this situation coming up really quick with C.J. Stroud and Will Anderson. Will they handle it any better than Jerry has?
Well, first of all, everybody handles it better than Jerry Jones does. The Texans signed their guys early. They've already signed Derek Stingley Jr. early, and he was the highest paid corner till, let's see, he was $30 million a year, and then Sauce Gardner got $30.1 million a year. But yeah, the Texans don't have contract issues, and the Cowboys always do, and it always ends up costing the Cowboys more money, and ultimately it hurts them against the cap.
It does. And again, in Jerry's mind, he thinks he's doing it the right way. I can't make heads or tails of why he does business the way he does, but Micah will end up being, and he knows this, the highest paid non-quarterback. Now, I am curious, even though Micah's done a lot of media over the last 48 hours or so, as Jerry does like to say, and he points right at Dak when he does this, it takes two. How much do you think Micah's team, David Mulligetta, said, let's wait and see if TJ gets his and some of these others? How much do you think is the lack of a contract on Micah Parsons, despite what Parsons has been saying?
No, I think that if after Myles Garrett signed his deal or Crosby signed his deal, if the Cowboys had come back and offered him another $1 million, then they would have signed immediately. But they just sit back and wait, and all these other people sign, and the price of business just keeps skyrocketing. And I think going back to Dak at his rookie contract, had he done it when everybody said to do it after the third year instead of the fourth, it would have been a lot cheaper, the extension, everything. The key is, and you guys know this, you talk about it all the time. Well, everybody, talk show hosts, sports writers, fans, all of them know what the Cowboys should be doing because that's the way most other teams do it. And then what the Cowboys do costs them more money. And it just doesn't make sense. It's not the fact that Jerry doesn't have it. Of course he's got it. It's just the way he goes about it. And the more you pay, the more you have to pay other players. And the more it counts against the cap eventually. But it's just a strange, convoluted way of doing contractual business.
Well, it's the Dallas Cowboys. Did you expect anything different? That's the question of the day. I've got to ask you something, John, because I'm looking at the Houston Texans website, and it says that tickets for training camp are sold out. Now, I don't know how many people that is for a training camp practice or whatever the case may be, but the enthusiasm, obviously, in Houston is off the chart.
Well, Joe, every year they have I can't remember. I think it's like 4,500 seats. And this year, I think they have 7 open practices, and as soon as they announce them, they're free. You just got to get them, and you got to apply for them. They're sold out immediately. And, of course, people are fired up because they think this team's got a chance to be special. I think this team's got a chance to win the division again, win a wild card game, then get beat on the road in the divisional round until it proves that it can do even a consistently mediocre job when it comes to pass protection. Their issues are on offense, and we all know it. It's an offensive line. They have 3 new receivers, a veteran Christian Kirk, second, third round picks, Jaden Higgins and Jalen Noel. And so they're going to be looking at a lot of new players. But, and the fans here, boy, they're talking Super Bowl. Texans aren't. D'Amico Ryans cringes when many of us say they should run away with the AFC South. And, of course, their goal is to try to win the Super Bowl. But they got to take some more steps just to get beyond the first round get beyond the divisional round for the first time in team history.
John McClain joining us here on the Blitz here on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. On the Athletic today, they were doing best bets on overs, unders. Houston Texans over 9.5. They say take that, man. Bet that. Is that a safe bet in your mind?
I don't know if any bet's a safe bet, but the only way I don't see them attaining that.
Mattress Mac, how would he spend his money?
Would be with C.J. Stroud suffering a season-ending injury, then that's the only way. I mean, think about it. The offensive line was terrible last year, and they still won 10 games. So why shouldn't they win at least 10 games this year? So I would take the over.
Well, I would think so. I mean, this offensive line can't be any worse, John. So I think it's got to be a little bit of an improvement this year. So I think just on that stretch, I look for this team to win 11 or 12 ball games.
I could see this team doing that if the offensive line is just in the middle of the road and not at the bottom. I feel like the receivers will step up because they've got a lot of talent. But the line, if Stroud is running from the snap like he had to last year, and they still won 10 games. The way we talk about the offensive line, the offense, it's like they won 5 or 6 games. And you remember they beat the hell out of the Chargers. And Jim Harbaugh, they were favored. The Chargers were. The Texans embarrassed them in the wild card round. So I think they could win 11 or 12, maybe even possibly get a divisional round game at home so they don't have to go on the road like they have every time in team history when they win that wild card game. But it all starts up front. D'Amico Ryan says almost every time we talk to him, you can't win big in the NFL without winning in the trenches. And that's one thing I liked after last season. He blew it up. They blew it up to start over. So they knew they didn't try to put a Band-Aid on it, say, well, we had some injuries. We're doing this. We're doing that. They just blew it to kingdom come as they should have.
Yeah, absolutely. Speaking of the Chargers, they've already started training camp, and I don't know what practice in. Mike Williams said, "Enough of you, Jim Harbaugh. I'm retiring." I'm trying to remember the last time a player retired this early in training camp. The one that comes to mind is Cole Beasley. He didn't retire; he quit for a while and then came back. I'm a little surprised to see Mike Williams saying, "Dude, I can't do this."
He's had some injury issues, and I wonder if it has anything to do with his health. I'll bet a 30-year-old receiver, if somebody pays him money next year, maybe this year, and I'm not talking about break-the-bank money, but if they pay him, I don't know what he's making this year, I could see him come back. But if it's not physical, maybe he's done well with his money. Maybe he's ready to get on with his life. But you guys know most of the time when you're 30, you still want to play, and if you're gone, it's because of them, not you.
Well, this is all true, but I was surprised by that news because Mike Williams, I mean, he's been a solid receiver, but never really broke out as a star, but he was always pretty reliable. I don't know. The Chargers are, again, the darlings of the NFL. Everybody thinks that they may even be able to unseat the Kansas City Chiefs. What are your thoughts on the AFC and the Chargers in particular, John?
Last time I saw the Chargers, they were getting the hell beat out of them, so I can't get real excited about them. I would not pick the Chiefs to not win the division until I see it. So I'm picking the Chiefs. Maybe the Chargers get a wild card again. I think if a team were going to upset the Chiefs, it might be Denver. Maybe that's a year away. Certainly both those teams are worthy of wild card berths, but I ain't picking against Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes. I think people would be nuts to do that unless they're just trying to be different.
Well, there's that. You talk about trying to be different. I think the Chargers normally do everything right when it comes to their uniform, but I just can't pick them with that Savannah Banana-looking all-yellow uniform that they rolled out yesterday.
Boy, that certainly doesn't look like the old lightning bolt, that's for sure.
No, the blue and yellow and lightning bolt.
Yeah, but that whole yellow look,
yeah,
that's just too Savannah Banana-y for me, and that's yeah. And, I thought that, and again, the Chargers generally have a great look. That's not one of them.
No, traditionally, if you think about the best, and you look at when you see a helmet, you know instantly who it is. The Rams back in the old days, the Chargers, the Browns, because the Browns are the only team that doesn't have an emblem. You know them right away. It's like University of Michigan. When you see Michigan, boy, you know exactly who it is. And if I'm the Chargers, I'm wearing that helmet constantly. If they want to wear all yellow and look like a banana or a chicken, if you're yellow, you're a chicken. Kind of look like the San Diego chicken, right? And
in a lot of ways.
They do.
I don't know.
More power to them, but I would keep the helmet because it's one of the all-time best.
Well, the good news is the helmet, at least in what they put out yesterday, would still be white with the lightning bolt. But, I mean, look good, feel good. Some of those players might be embarrassed to leave the locker room. It's like a dog with a bad haircut that hides behind the couch.
I'll tell you something you always have to worry about in the NFL. People don't look at this, but do you know where the term came, knock the you-know-what out of somebody? From football. And I know from history that happens more than you think, but it's not because you want people to know. But the last time I looked, yellow and brown didn't go together.
You don't want to see the dudes in the white pants either for that same reason.
No.
Yeah. John McClain. Follow him on Twitter at McClain_on_NFL. Always appreciate it. John, we'll catch up next Thursday.
I'm coming to San Antonio on Sunday. Be there Sunday and Monday. Can't wait to get there for the coaches convention. I'm hosting a panel with Jackie Sherrod, Wade Phillips, and some others on Monday. Then we're going up to Brady and do more work, interviews for our documentary. Guys, thank you very much. And I look forward to talking to you next week.
Nice stuff. John McClain on the Buyers Barricades guest line, where they provide traffic control, rental, and sales for San Antonio and beyond. Online at buyersbarricades.com.
Folks starting to come in here in the Lion in the Rose. It's picking up, that's for sure, as bike night is about to get underway. Still got time to come down here. We're on the air for another 30 minutes or so. $2.50 draft, $5 wells, $5 appetizers. Get on down here and, start your weekend early on this Thursday afternoon. This is the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Before we go, I want to tell you about the Golf Club of Texas. Look, I hope that you've made your tee time already for this weekend. The weather now is fantastic. It's sunny skies outside. It's just golf weather. That's the way to do it. And the Golf Club of Texas right now is in phenomenal shape. It is incredible. It's always in great shape, but right now it is just pristine, plush. It looks great. Get out to the Golf Club of Texas. If you haven't been there for a while, well, you really haven't been there. That place has changed so much for the better. They have put so much money into that golf course, doing all kinds of improvements out there that it really looks like a country club when you step on the golf course. It's not, however, open to the public 7 days a week, and they've got some of the best staff that you will ever see. They will take great care of you when you get out there. And get out there early so you can get something to eat at the 10 Cup Bar and Grill. Get you some cold beer, a nice cocktail, whatever you want, and the food is fantastic. And the best part about that, it's not going to break the bank. It's just that kind of place. It is the greatest place to go. Whether you're playing golf or not, head out to the Tin Cup Bar and Grill. But you want to get out there. And if you haven't made your tee times, let me give you a hint. You want to go to golfclubtexas.com. golfclubtexas.com. That's where the best rates are always. Get on there and do it right now. The Golf Club of Texas, you know exactly where it is. It's right there off Briggs Ranch Road, right off Highway 90. Whether it's for dinner at the Tin Cup, around with your buddies, or your next tournament, go check them out. The Golf Club of Texas is the friendliest golf course in Texas.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Friday on the Morning Huddle, we made it. We'll see if the Spurs made the playoffs. And Texas State, what are the Bobcats trying to hide about this Pac-12 deal? We'll talk about it. Don't be late. Party starts at 6.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Morning 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
When it comes to keeping your pumps running smooth, L&S Pump Repair has you covered. 24/7 on-site service for saltwater disposal and pump repairs. From Quintaplex to H-Pumps, they've got parts ready and the skills to get you back in the game fast. Need a whole new pump package? L&S builds custom skid packages too. Don't let knocking pumps or slow flow slow you down. Call L&S Pump Repair 936-853-3810. Keep your flow strong, San Antonio.
Hi, I'm Jason Thompson. I'm a personal injury attorney, and since 1994, I've been helping people and their families seriously injured or killed by negligent drivers. My website is alawyer4us.com. I use that phrase because I know that there's no way a regular San Antonian can possibly beat $1 billion insurance company alone. You will need an experienced attorney to stand up for you and get what you and your family deserve. This month, my father will retire after 50 years of practicing law, doing what he taught me to do, help people in need. Stand up for the people that cannot. Use the skills you have to help the people in your community win and where you can. When an insured driver seriously injures someone, $1 billion insurance company uses everything it can to pay as little as possible. Every insurance company you have heard of has a very large staff of attorneys already working against you. If you or a family member has been seriously injured because of a negligent driver, call me, Jason Thompson, as soon as you can after a collision. My number is 210-900-0400. That's 210-900-0400. Or check out my website, alawyer4us.com.
Made in America, highest quality. That's Connecticut quality water softeners. There's a reason Dave Ramsey says a Connecticut is a wise investment for your home.
Trust me, Connecticut water systems are the best of the best. I personally have one in my home. All those other water softener systems out there are junk in comparison. Connecticut uses less water and runs on kinetic energy.
So there's no computer to break, fewer moving parts, and it works only when you need it.
It was even voted most efficient water softener in the world by the Water Quality Association.
For a limited time, receive a free reverse osmosis drinking station at your kitchen sink. $400 off with trade-in and 0% interest for 12 months with approved credit. Call Connecticut of San Antonio and the Hill Country. 210-656-PURE.
Check them out at ConnecticutSA.com. And tell them Dave Ramsey sent you.
License number 38961.
ConnecticutSA.com.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
Are you ready for the all-new Hot Wheels Monster Trucks Live Glow and Fire? Come watch your favorite Hot Wheels monster trucks fly, crash, and smash. Thanks to Good to Grow, kids' ticket prices half off. Coming July 26th and 27th to Frost Bank Center in San Antonio. Get tickets now at Ticketmaster.com. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star and the Gomez Law Firm present the second annual Back to School Drive. Saturday, August 2nd from 11 till 1 or while supplies last at the Gomez Law Firm, 2943 Moss Rock Drive. Free backpacks and school supplies for all school-age children while supplies last. So don't be late. Presented by the Gomez Law Firm, 2943 Moss Rock Drive. Sponsored in part by Las Palapas, Array, the College of Healthcare Professionals, and 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
The Lion and Rose Dominion location. That's where we're broadcasting from. This is the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I'm Joe. He's Jason. And Jason, dude, this is going to happen. I'm looking up at the screen, and the headline is, "What are the expectations for Arch?" This kid is going to get scrutinized. He's going to be under a microscope every single Saturday.
He is. And look, he's a quarterback. There are a lot of quarterbacks out there, but his last name is Manning. But as Steve Sarkisian said today on SportsCenter, it's not all on Arch.
You guys on ESPN have been talking for 2 straight days about the top 10 quarterbacks in the NFL. And it's interesting, obviously Pat Mahomes is at number 1 and Jalen Hurts is at number 9. And there's this conversation of, why is Jalen Hurts so low? He's been to 2 Super Bowls. He finally won one. Why is he getting knocked down? Because he's on a good team. Well, Arch Manning's on a really good team. We've got good players around him. We've got a good defense. We're good on special teams. He's got skilled players around him. It's not going to be all about Arch Manning. Do I want him to play well? Do I want him to do his job well? Yes, but for us to be as successful as we can be, to try to become champions, we need to play well as a team, and it's not just going to be all about him.
All of that sounds fantastic, but everybody listening knows that that's not the way it is in the real world.
Well, I mean, let's look at the real world. I mean, Arch Manning is going to get the Dak Prescott treatment.
Absolutely.
And fair, not fair. But I will say this. What Sark just said is 100% accurate.
Sure.
If the Longhorns.
Same thing.
Well, no, because I'm going to say winning. And they really are the same. But if the Longhorns are winning games, there's not going to be scrutiny on Arch. Let's go, hypothetical, right? And keep it with the Cowboys-like comparison. Packers playoff game. Dak throws 2 early interceptions. Defense couldn't tackle air, and CD had a big drop. If Arch throws 2 interceptions, the defense plays like crap, and a receiver drops a short touchdown that could have won the game or a missed field goal, the blame's still going to be on those 2 interceptions because he's Arch Manning.
That's exactly right.
And so, but I think what Sark is saying is this team is more than just a great quarterback, or more than just a quarterback with a last name that creates big expectations that he's going to be great. I mean, this team on paper is good enough to win with a pedestrian quarterback. But when things go south, all the heat is going to be on Arch Manning, and they're not going to go undefeated, right? So I do think what Sark is saying is, and I like the Jalen Hurts comparison. They go win the Super Bowl, yet he's number 9. Now, Sark, I'll remind you, in the middle of the year when things weren't going great for that Eagles offense, it was A.J. Brown that said, what the problem here? Our passing game.
That's
right.
It.
And that's from, but he is surrounded by a lot of great talent. It's not like he's a great quarterback on a bad team where he's got to lift everybody up above his head. So again, Sark has done a hell of a job putting that team together, but he's also trying early on, although it won't work, deflect things away from his star quarterback.
Well, and you're just seeing it right there with the headline on ESPN. Is it, what are the expectations for Arch? And everybody's expectation is great things because his last name is Manning. Now, good. Look, this guy's dealt with this his whole life. The minute he first put on a football uniform and had Manning on the back of it, the expectations are huge. My problem, and where I feel bad for Arch Manning, I'm rooting for the guy. I hope
tell.
No, I truly am. But the problem is that he can't win. If he wins, he's supposed to win. If he plays poorly, well, everybody's going to get on his case. There's no middle ground with Arch Manning. It's either going to be you win, well, you were supposed to. You're on a great team. You did your job, and you're Arch Manning, and now you're going to be the number 1 draft pick. If he doesn't win, or if he's the cause of that by throwing interceptions or playing poorly, people are going to roast him. So I feel bad for him in this situation. Look, I shouldn't say feel bad. I think he welcomes the challenge, and I don't see any reason why he wouldn't. But that's why I feel bad for him. The media is not going to cut this guy any slack.
I know he's a college kid, and I used to be a lot more lenient on college kids, but now that they're getting paid,
not anymore.
They get the pro treatment.
They do.
You signed up for this. Your NIL money is what it is because you're a quarterback and your last name is Manning, and this all comes with the territory. It's a part of the job. It's a part of the job that sucks. And, privacy, if you're watching Netflix quarterback series, Joe Burrow, you could tell just how hurt he was when his house got broken into and everybody knew where he lived. And he talked about, he wants to be a private person, but he sacrificed some of that desired privacy to live the life that you're living and the money that you're getting. But, Joe Burrow is a great example. Now, when was the last time Joe Burrow played on a team, at least offensively, that wasn't great, right? LSU, man, my God, that team was incredible, right? Joe Burrow went and did everything you're supposed to do. Probably should have won MVP last year. They don't make the playoffs because their defense sucks. But look at the receivers that Joe Burrow has. I think that's a lot of what Arch is going to be. He is surrounded by great offense and defense, where Joe Burrow probably wishes he could have, say, the Longhorn defense right now. Joe Burrow's got to look at everything and say, last year I scored 35 points a game. That wasn't enough. Now how do I get to 42? Yeah. And that still might not be enough.
Because they haven't improved that defense at all. So now with the Shamar Stewart situation, they're in trouble. But I'm just saying, and I hope he comes out smelling like a rose. If Texas is holding up the trophy at the end of the year, it doesn't matter what happens. Well, hello. It doesn't matter what happens.
Shut up, Rich Eisen.
Exactly. So I'm pulling for the guy, without a doubt. So.
You know what we do every Thursday about this time?
The Blitz wants you to know what's on tap. Presented by Sam's Burger Joint.
We help you get ready for the weekend. We call it What's on Tap, brought to you by Sam's Burger Joint, online at samsburgerjoint.com, where you can see their entire calendar, get your tickets, and their menu. They've got a band called Rock of Ages tonight playing all the hits from other bands. Should be a fun night tonight out at Sam's Burger Joint. On Friday night, Ruben B. and Jimmy Spacek. Saturday, Tex Zepp, a tribute to Led Zeppelin. On Sunday, I have no idea what that says. Central Skate Shop's 1-year anniversary with Cardiel.
All right.
Sure. Go for it. Sam'sBurgerJoint.com.
Well, other things going on tonight out of Green Hall. Caden Gillard, which sounds a lot like Gizzard, but it's Caden Gillard. Lonesome Rose tonight, Sunny War, and then San Antonio Homegrown at the LOL Comedy Club.
Tomorrow night, Frost Bank Center has WWE SmackDown. The Cameron Saki Band is out at Green Hall. Josh Ward at Floors Country Store. George Lopez at ACL Live. The Kevin Fox Band at Fitzgerald's. The New 80s at Pix. Kevin Nealon starts a weekend run at LOL Comedy Club on Friday night.
Kevin Nealon, that ought to be a lot of fun. Saturday night out at Green Hall, the Vandaliers.
They're fantastic.
With special guest Slobberbone.
Don't know about them, but the Vandaliers are great.
I love that Slobberbone, though. Slobberbone. That sounds like it'd be a lot of fun. Yeah, Aztec Theater has VHT, Monsters of Rock. At the Alamo Dome, you've got the DCI Southwestern Championship. Freeman Coliseum, the San Antonio Gunslingers taking on the Arizona Rattlers. That's a lot of fun to go out to. You've got, what is that, Hadestown? The musical at the Charlene McCombs Empire Theater on Saturday night. America playing at the Majestic Theater. ACL Live, Skyrocket, the Grooves at the Bluebonnet Palace. Missions taking on the Amarillo Sod Poodles at Wolf Stadium.
Green Hall on Sunday. Austin Gillum's going to be out there. ACL Live. People are ugly. That's what it says. Yeah. LOL Comedy Club on Sunday. Irma Ruiz.
Yeah. People are ugly, huh? Yeah. Very nice.
I was not talking about Greg Shelton.
Well, you could have been.
Wow.
Love you, Greg.
HR line,
yeah,
too.
Yes, exactly. Tuesday, Green Hall, 2 tons Tuesday with 2 tons of steel. Dave Mason at the Aztec Theater. At the SA Film Festival, day 1 begins on Tuesday at the Tobin Center. I wonder if that's local filmmakers.
Or it's a film festival that would include, I don't know, there are a lot of films getting made in Texas right now. If you're into that, you probably are aware. And if you're kind of interested, Google. Wolf Stadium on Tuesday night. The Missions taking on the Midland Rockhounds after they wrap up their series with those sod puppies. Let's give away some tickets to that game on Tuesday night. The Missions against the Midland Rockhounds. You want to go? We got a family 4-pack of tickets we'll give you right now. Caller number 9. Those tickets are yours. 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776.
Did you watch any of the ESPYs last night?
I did not.
Well, I didn't either. But what's the guy, Shane Gilliam or Gilliam?
Yeah, Shane Gillis, I heard he sucked.
I heard he was great.
I heard he sucked.
I thought,
the review. Now, granted, one of the clips I saw, he was making fun of the Dallas Cowboys, and he's an Eagle fan and kept saying, "Go Birds," so screw that guy.
So that's why you hate it.
Well, no, but I did see, I mean, honestly, some of the clips I saw on social, not funny, a little awkward.
Not politically correct at all.
Well, and I don't mind not politically correct, especially from a comedian, but like he just didn't deliver the jokes with the zing. It was almost like he was afraid. Like I saw him at one point, and I don't know him as a comedian well enough to know, but he's holding the microphone with 2 hands and still shaking a little bit while trying to deliver a bad Caitlin Clark joke, which makes me wonder if he was nervous about even going with that joke. But the clips I saw weren't good, but some of the articles that I read about his performance, not just stuff on social media, but like USA Today and Awful Announcing and website just hammered, like he won't be invited back bad.
Well, I haven't watched the ESPYs in a long time. It's not something, I don't like award shows anyway, but so it's not something I watch, but I had seen some stuff that said he was pretty good. It offended some people.
Well, and again, you're a comedian. I don't mind with that. Actually, we started watching a new show last night that was fantastic, although I don't know how new the show is because it's got like 5 or 6 seasons on it, but it was fantastic. Looking up what the name is because I already forgot. Hang on. This is bad TV. No, it's called Blind Spot.
Blind Spot.
Apparently it's been around a while, but I watched 2 episodes last night. I'm hooked.
Is it what's the theme of it?
I don't. A lady that's all tatted up and she doesn't remember anything, and then she's got an FBI agent's name tattooed on her back, and she gets dropped off in Times Square, and they're trying to figure out why. Then as things start to come back to her, you could tell she was a badass, kicks people's ass, and all. It's one of those kind. It was good.
All right.
Have you watched Waterfront yet?
I haven't,
dude. That one's really good. But I finished that, and I needed something else, and stumbled on the Blind Spot, and I'm good for the next week till football gets here.
Very good. I'm glad. Happy for you. Pledge, you got a show tonight?
Yes, sir.
All right, you got a full hour?
Full hour.
A full hour of extra innings with Pledge coming up next. Be sure you tune in the morning, 6 a.m. for the morning huddle. AJ and Rob will get you started with whatever is happening in the world of sports. And, of course, the Blitz will be back at 2 o'clock. Medics, enjoy your weekend.
I shall, because my weekend starts now.
Starts right
beer
now.
time.
It's 2:50 drafts coming up right now. Have a great Thursday night, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star is KTFM Floresville and streaming